The average life expectancy of a water heater is about 9 years. If and when leaks occur, then chances are your tank is rusted and could fail at any time. The pros at Brown Plumbing and Heating install both tank and tankless water heaters and offer free in-home estimates with a 6-year hassle-free warranty on parts and labor. No hot water during your Saturday night dinner party? No problem. Brown Plumbing schedules appointments up to 8 p.m. 6 days a week with no after-hour fees. Get that hot water flowing. Call Brown Plumbing and Heating today.
Not all replacement windshields are created equal. At Econoglass, we install windshields that are made to a car manufacturer's original specifications. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next windshield installation. Get quality. Get Econoglass. Remodeling your bathroom? Econoglass can transform your home with our Lumax shower doors. Designed for strength and stability and typically installed in 1 day or less. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next shower doors. Get quality. Get Econoglass.
Putting new roofing or siding on your home is not just about slapping on shingles. It's an engineered system. Hi, I'm Mitch Donahue, and this is my son Dylan.
We're proud to be local experienced contractors using the best materials around. We don't just meet code requirements, we exceed them.
Your new project is an investment. With Donahue Roofing and Siding, you can put your money into your home where it belongs.
Why not use the best? Call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
The average life expectancy of a water heater is about 9 years. If and when leaks occur, then chances are your tank is rusted and could fail at any time. The pros at Brown Plumbing and Heating install both tank and tankless water heaters and offer free in-home estimates with a 6-year hassle-free warranty on parts and labor. No hot water during your Saturday night dinner party? No problem. Brown Plumbing schedules appointments up to 8 p.m. 6 days a week with no after-hour fees. Get that hot water flowing. Call Brown Plumbing and Heating today.
It's playoff time tonight here in Billings as the Billings Outlaws take on the Sioux City Bandits. And I'm joined here prior to the kickoff by Nikedrick Gooden, the offensive lineman for the Billings Outlaws, back for his second season with Billings. Nike, as he's called by his teammates and by the broadcasters. Nice to have you. How'd you end up in Billings from Texas Lutheran University, Nike?
I got a text from a coach last year, finished my last college season, and then he texted my media guy from college. After that, we talked about it, talked with family, went to IFL, to Arizona, got cut at the end of camp, got texted to come here, came here, and I've been here since. So it's been a ride and been fun, though.
What's the biggest challenge of playing indoor football versus your college career?
It's the space. Like with this, it's so compact, it's so quick and fast. And so once we do that, we'll leave it alone. Outdoors, you got extra like maybe 20, 30 yards, lengthwise and widthwise, so it's a big difference when it comes to indoor to outdoor.
Tell me about the big play, the play that continued the Outlaws' winning streak. It was the offensive line eligible, the offensive guard tackle eligible, and it scored at the end to pull that victory off a couple weeks ago. What were you thinking when they called it?
I was just happy. I was happy for the opportunity to do it. We ran it in practice a couple times, but it was weeks leading up to that. We'd do like little pat and goes, or we're just running on our walkthrough days. We just throw the ball, seeing everyone catch. And so I never speak on my hands, but they seen, we showed, got the game-winning touchdown, so I'm going to take it.
Yeah, can you say wide open? Were you thinking, don't drop it?
Oh, never drop a ball. I've been like this as a kid. My brother taught me, coaches taught me, if you touch your hands, it's your fault. So ain't no way I'm letting the ball go.
All right, you're just about done with your degree in kinesiology. Just got a couple credits, couple classes you're taking online. So then what's your plans after that?
Once I finish those classes, I plan to personal train and coach. I got coaching jobs. I can go back to my college, but I think I want to do a clean slate and go with a few of my teammates. So we're going to see how that works out after this.
Give me your keys to victory tonight against Sioux City.
Keys to victory, as a whole, we want to play as a team. Stay together. Team morale has been good all week. We've been together and watching film together. The other one, keep each other up. Something bad happen, next play. Because it's win or go home, so we got to do what we got to do. Next play mentality, but we don't want that next play. We want to do it now. No mistakes. And then last, just have fun, play as a whole, try to go for this championship run.
You heard it here. Nike Gooden, offensive lineman for the Billings Outlaws, ready for this playoff game tonight against Sioux City. Nike, best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, pleasure to have you on the broadcast, and we'll have more after this.
The average life expectancy of a water heater is about 9 years. If and when leaks occur, then chances are your tank is rusted and could fail at any time. The pros at Brown Plumbing and Heating install both tank and tankless water heaters and offer free in-home estimates with a 6-year hassle-free warranty on parts and labor. No hot water during your Saturday night dinner party? No problem. Brown Plumbing schedules appointments up to 8 p.m. 6 days a week with no after-hour fees. Get that hot water flowing. Call Brown Plumbing and Heating today.
Well, fans, it's playoff time here in Billings. Champions Indoor Football, the Billings Outlaws tonight kick off their run for Champions Bowl 8 as they host the Sioux City Bandits here at First Interstate Arena, TDS Fiber Field. It's been a while for a playoff game inside this building since 2010, so it's been 13 years, and the fans will be happy to have playoff football back inside the Metro. Hello, everybody. I'm Jay Cohn, back to do your play-by-play for this playoff game, joined tonight by MSUB Athletic Director Mike Bazemore. And Outlaw fans, Mike will recognize that name as one of our stars from the 2009-2010 Outlaws. We are so tickled you were able to join us for a little of your expertise tonight. Nice to have you on the microphone.
Thanks. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I don't know about expertise yet. We'll see. We'll see how I do.
I don't know. You've got a great voice, I can tell right now. Have you ever considered a career in broadcasting? You've got a set of lungs there, a set of pipes.
Not too much. I mean, you kind of hear those comments, but I've never had the opportunity, so we'll see.
Well, Mike Bazemore, of course, now the Director of Athletics at MSU Billings in his second year. He is a native of Philadelphia, played his college ball for the Michigan State Spartans and was a 2-year defensive starter. Mike, that probably seems like a long time ago, huh?
Ages ago. I mean, it happens fast. I mean, it's weird how it all transpired, but now some of the young kids that I coached in Billings are now in college and they're doing well. So it's just kind of surreal how fast it goes.
We mentioned you played for Michigan State. Tell us how you ended up at, first of all, playing for the Billings Outlaws, because you did get a tryout in the NFL.
I did. It was weird. So after the Lions rookie mini camp, I went back home. I was working for a bit, and you still have the NFL dream. And so it came along that time where I was going to start training again to go to the NFL Regional Combine in the area. And Mike Parnell, the owner of the team at the time, and Coach Ron O'Neill, they sent me a message through one of their recruiters. And so lo and behold, they got me to come out to Billings. And the rest is kind of history, so to speak. 2007. It was right after whatever that birthday was. I'm kind of old now. I can't remember the exact birth date, but it was about 4 or 5 days after my birthday. I flew out from Philly to Billings, Montana.
And now you're the Director of Athletics at MSU Billings. We'll get a chance to talk with you a little bit more about that at halftime, because what a fascinating position that is. Let's talk a little bit about the Outlaws. They come into this game. It's kind of a tale of two teams, Mike. We've got the Sioux City Bandits coming in. They at one time were 5-1 on the season. They've lost 4 in a row. They come in as the 5th seed in the playoffs at 5-5. On the other hand, the Outlaws stumbled coming out of the gates a little with their season, but they rallied and won their last 4 games in a row, and they locked up the 4th seed in the playoffs with a record of 6-4. So it'll be interesting to see how these two teams coming from different, momentums, how they can, if they can right the ship, and if Billings can keep the momentum.
Yeah, definitely. I know Sioux City is definitely itching to get a win. I mean, when you start 5-1 and you lose that many games in a row, granted, against some really good competition, but at the same time, you definitely do not want to go into the playoffs with a loss, but you're itching to get that bad taste out your mouth. And then Billings, on the other hand, you've earned the right to have a home playoff game, and so you want to show out for the fans and let them know that you appreciate their support, and you also want to continue your season. So, as they say now, the records don't matter, so to speak, but the experience up to this point do.
It's the old cliche, throw the record books out the window. If we had a window here, we would throw them out, but we won't do that. The fans are slow arriving. This is another Monday night football game for your hometown Billings Outlaws. That happened because the Metro was already engaged in a previous engagement this previous weekend. So, I don't know, Monday night football kind of has a nice ring to it, don't you think?
Definitely. I mean, you got to think about all the great battles from the NFL standpoint at that primetime Monday slot. So now we have it here in Billings, Montana with arena football, and, let's hopefully have a good show. I mean, the teams are even, as you said, and so we're just waiting to have a good matchup.
Interesting Wayne State College connection. If you happen to be reading the Billings Gazette article from the past weekend, they profiled how head coach Sean King with the Outlaws and head coach Irv Strobing with Sioux City were actually teammates at one time back on with Wayne State College back in Nebraska, and that's an interesting, I guess, just another facet to this game, as we've got two coaches that at one time suited up together.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you probably have some team rivalry in terms of your college alma mater, and so you definitely don't want your teammate to beat you, and you want to show them that you are a better coach than him, at least on today.
And Mike, both teams have players from Wayne State. Frederick Bruno, the leading receiver for Sioux City, is from Wayne State, and one of the new signees for Billings, Mason Lee, one of their athletes, as they put, 6'3", 190, also out of Wayne State College. So we've got a Wayne State connection. Right now, public address announcer Michael Long is going to introduce the starting lineups. Let's listen in as the fans get settled into their seats and we meet tonight's starting lineup for the Outlaws.
And a wide receiver and defensive back. He wears number 3. His name, welcome him, Chris Lewis. Wearing number 6 tonight, wide receiver, defensive back, the one, the only Isaiah Grace. Wearing number 7 tonight, and of course, a defensive back and wide receiver. He's fast, he's quick, he's number 7, Damian Fredson. Number 8 comes out here tonight, wide receiver, defensive back. He's done everything in this football team. He filled in at quarterback. He's gone back to defense. He is number 8. Please welcome the one and only Jamaro Benson. Wearing number 9, another wide receiver, defensive back. He is dangerous. Number 9, Devontae Brown. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this player holds the key to this playoff tonight. He comes to us as number 10. He has shown what it's like to be the quarterback of the Billings Outlaws. Please welcome Lorenzo Stefan. Number 11 for the Billings Outlaws, wide receiver, defensive back, the one and only Mason Lee. Well, we knew we had celebrities on this team. You're not going to believe this. TikTok, he's got over 1 million viewers over here. He is 49 years old, but he is the kicker tonight for the Billings Outlaws, the one and only number 16, Billy Perry. Wearing number 18 for the Billings Outlaws, wide receiver, defensive back, Caleb Wood. Wide Wide receiver, defensive back, quick, strong, great. Number 21, Grayson Stewart. In the backfield tonight, and he can be in the wide receiver. He is our key to the ground game tonight. Number 41, Josh Batiste. Number 42, he is Ruck. He's the offensive line. He's the defensive line. Please welcome Ellis Parr. One of the big men right now. Offensive line, defensive line. Where's number 71? We call him Mr. Josh Frazier. You should be afraid. Number 72, offensive line, defensive line, the one, the only, Jude Sampson. Number 73 tonight, offensive line, defensive line, the one, the only, Nike Gooden. At number 79 tonight, offensive line, defensive line, it is Ken Williams. This is a big man. He wears number 98. Offensive line, defensive line. Oh my. Dante Marshall. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the center of attention tonight for the Billings Outlaws. Offensive line, defensive line, your center tonight, number 99, Richard Ramirez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the coaching staff of your Billings Outlaws. Offensive line coach, one and only, Mania Smith. Your wide receiver coach tonight, the one and only, the respected coach of that wide receivers. Please welcome Preston Roberts. And tonight, this coach has got it on his shoulder to be the defensive coordinator tonight. He's ready. Tay said he's ready. This is Tay Brew. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, he has taken over the Billings Outlaws as he's taken over 4 winning games in a row. First time in 14 years we've had a Billings Outlaw. It is the one and only head coach, Sean King. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2023 Billings Outlaws. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Billings Outlaw fans, we ask you to please rise and remove your hats as we salute and honor our country with the national anthem. Before Ryan comes out from Brown Plumbing and Heating, we have the honor guard presenting tonight by the Warrior Wishes of Montana. To honor America tonight, we have a flag of the United States of America. Give it up for USA! And now, ladies and gentlemen, leading tonight's prayer, Ryan from Brown Plumbing and Heating. Brian from Brown Plumbing and Heating also requests tonight a moment of silence for Army PFC John Francis Coleman. Please, a moment of silence. Thank you. Singer tonight, national anthem, you're not gonna believe this. 6 years old, please welcome Charlie Goodhart. about that, ladies and gentlemen? 6 years old, Charlie Goodhart. Greatest gentleman on his playoff game.
Well, there you have it.
Welcome to Sioux
A great
City
rendition of the national anthem by little 6-year-old Charlie there, Mike. You've got a 6-year-old, right? Your 6-year-old goes sing the national anthem for a big crowd like this?
Oh, she made me nervous, but I can say she does dance. She's in a dance academy, and I would say this when they have their recitals. She's one of the most active and lively dancers, so she's not afraid of a crowd. So I don't know, maybe in the future.
That was a touching ceremony there as the entire Outlaws team, the Lady Outlaws, their coaches and families rallying around the big American flag at the right in the middle of the field. That's a big flag. It stretched from the 15 to the 15. And so people are still filing in. Jay Cohn along with Mike Bazemore, Billings Outlaws playoff football. We're only just a few minutes away as both teams have been warming up here, and we're going to get back to some of our pregame festivities to kind of put this game in perspective, Mike. What do you see? You got Sioux City coming in trying to right the ship after losing 4 in a row, and Billings trying to keep the momentum. So we'll continue the conversation. We're going to take a quick break just a few minutes before kickoff. Don't go away.
Average life expectancy of a water heater is about 9 years. If and when leaks occur, then chances are your tank is rusted and could fail at any time. The pros at Brown Plumbing and Heating install both tank and tankless water heaters and offer free in-home estimates with a 6-year hassle-free warranty on parts and labor. No hot water during your Saturday night dinner party? No problem. Brown Plumbing schedules appointments up to 8 p.m. 6 days a week with no after-hour fees. Get that hot water flowing. Call Brown Plumbing and Heating today.
Putting new roofing or siding on your home is not just about slapping on shingles. It's an engineered system. Hi, I'm Mitch Donahue, and this is my son Dylan.
We're proud to be local experienced contractors using the best materials around. We don't just meet code requirements, we exceed them.
Your new project is an investment. With Donahue Roofing and Siding, you can put your money into your home where it belongs.
Why not use the best? Call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
Not all replacement windshields are created equal. At Econoglass, we install windshields that are made to a car manufacturer's original specifications. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next windshield installation. Get quality. Get Econoglass. Remodeling your bathroom? Econoglass can transform your home with our Lumax shower doors. Designed for strength and stability and typically installed in 1 day or less. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next shower doors. Get quality. Get Econoglass.
Welcome back inside the First Interstate Arena. Jay Cohn, joined by former Outlaw great Mike Bazemore, now the MSUB Athletic Director, here to witness this first playoff game. The road to Champions Bowl 8 starts right now for the Billings Outlaws and the Sioux City Bandits. We'll see, Mike, how these two teams size up. They haven't played each other this year, believe it or not. Only 10 teams in the league, but this is the first time they've met this year.
Yeah, it should be a great match. I mean, they're evenly matched. I think both teams' defense is kind of susceptible on the passing, but bring in some really good defensive lines. So it's going to be a battle of strengths in terms of just pressuring the quarterback and defensive backs not giving up too many yards.
We'll see how the two teams feel each other out in the opening minutes of the game. We're watching some of the activities in the pregame. We're about 5 minutes away. Mike mentioned Sioux City comes in with a record of 5-5 against the Outlaws, who come in with a record of 6-4. And if you size up the two teams as far as the stats are concerned, Sioux City has given up 421. Check that. They have scored 421 points, but they've given up 377. And they have, as we mentioned, lost 4 in a row, coming in with a record of 5-5. While the Outlaws, as far as the points for, they've scored 401 points, but only given up 365. And we mentioned they've come in with a win streak of 4. So the captains are on the field, the officials are on the field. We're just a few minutes away. We're going to watch the opening flip of the coin here and see who gets to start with the ball first. You're seeing a fired up group of Outlaws. We got a chance, Mike, to talk with Nike Gooden in our pregame interview, and he said he was so impressed with the team unity coming into this game. They had great team meetings. Said they're all kind of working as one unit, which is what you want to do when you hit the playoffs.
Absolutely. I mean, chemistry is everything. And rhythm of the game is also important as well. And so the more familiar you are with your teammates, it helps you react that much quicker.
This is the tails. What's your call?
Aaron Clonch, the head official.
Tails is called. You do the honors.
Sioux City calls tails. Let's see what it comes up at. So Sioux City apparently is going to defer.
Sioux City has won the toss. They've elected to defer. They'll kick in this direction.
All right. Well, we saw number 24, Claude Davis, give the fist pump down there. Outlaw fans are very familiar with Claude Davis. He played here last year and was one of the wrecking crew on the line for the Outlaws. I had a chance to talk to him before the game. When he's fired up, he said it's great to be back in Billings. He said, I'm sorry it has to be this way, but, you know, that's the way football works. Sometimes you end up playing some of your best friends and your former teammates.
Yeah, that makes it even more special when you get a chance to have some bragging rights if you're able to come out on top. And so I can recall playing against a bunch of former teammates, especially when I went from Billings to Sioux Falls and whatnot. It's a pretty cool deal.
Mike played with the Billings Outlaws when they won the championship 2009, 2010. Then that Father's Day tornado kind of wreaked havoc with the Outlaws, not only with their home field, but with the organization itself. And you ended up at Sioux Falls as a result of that.
Yeah, kind of a unique deal because obviously that was our huge rival. And I don't think I would have went to them if we had not had success in beating them those 2 years in a row. It just would not have felt right in my spirit of everything I kind of came up in the game. And, you want to beat your rival. You don't want to join them. So because I had those victories in my back pocket,
right,
it felt a little better. And no, it was a first-class organization like the Outlaws. It was a cool experience.
And that was with Sioux Falls. We don't want to get Sioux Falls mixed up with Sioux City, although they're very close to each other, just a few miles apart. Well, right now the Outlaws are back to receive the opening kickoff. Josh Batiste, number 41, along with Josh Best. And of course, if you're watching the CIF for the first time, they kick the ball from their own end zone. And the kicking game is so important. This is Brandon Stewart, the kicker for Sioux City Bandits. He out of Hiram College of Ohio. A lot of teams foregone. They kind of saw that you can go for 3 and 4 points with the extra points. And some teams didn't have a kicker. Well, guess what? You need a kicker. You look at the Omaha Beef, who are pretty much dominant in all the categories of statistics, and they are right at the top in point after kicks. And their kickoff team is probably the best in the league. So I think everyone can take kind of a cue from them, Mike. You do need a kicker in this league.
As they say, you want to be good in offense, defense, and special teams. And so you definitely need a kicker. I know the grunts and whatnot, the guys are in other positions, we kind of give the kicker slack. But we love our kickers, and we definitely know how important and how valuable they are.
And the Outlaws kicker, Billy Perry here, he's in his 40s. He doesn't look like a member of the Outlaws when you see him walking down there, but once he puts the helmet on, we'll see how he can kick it. He's out of Greenville College in Illinois, 5'10", 150, wears number 16. But we'll wait for him to take the field in a bit. But right now, we're just seconds away from the opening kickoff. Back deep is Batiste and Josh Best. The two Joshes back, the 1-2 punch in the kickoff return department. Ready to put his foot into the ball is Brandon Stewart. He'll be kicking from his end zone. And here it is, and the playoffs are underway for the Billings Outlaws. Ball takes a bounce. Josh Best will pick it up, breaks the tackle at the 10, breaks open to the 20, looks for an open field, still on his feet at midfield down to the 25-yard line. Mike, looked like a little mix-up on who might get that ball, but the ball bounced right to Josh Best, and he made the best of it.
Yeah, that's a good sign. It was miscommunication between the returners, but you got to adapt, and a great return to the midfield, and so good signs for the Outlaws starting off.
excellent field position inside Sioux City territory at the 24-yard line. And you heard Mike Long introduce the great lineups for the Outlaws. Hopefully you were joining us just before the game, but we've got a seasoned crew up front led by Richard Ramirez, Nike Gooden, and Ken Williams on the opening line, and the quarterback is Lorenz Stefan. We'll talk more about him. He's had quite a career. Stefan looking deep over the middle, and he finds Josh Best wide open at the 15-yard line. That was pretty easy pickings there. Isaiah McDaniel's in on the stop.
Yeah, definitely one of those plays you kind of want to see how the defense is going to play you, and so they're playing some soft coverage, and so it looked like they were 3 curls, and so attack the middle of the field and then see what happens.
And it's a gain enough to move the chains. It'll bring up 1st and 10, ball at the 14-yard line at Sioux City's. Lorenz Stefan, the quarterback for the Outlaws, started his career this season with the Topeka Tropics, put up some big numbers then, and all of a sudden, 3 games in, they released him. And he's happy to find a new home here with the Billings Outlaws. Here it is, 1st and 10, ball at the 14-yard line. Receivers in motion. Stefan looking over the middle again, and wide open, Chris Lewis into the end zone, and that's an Outlaws touchdown. Chris Lewis, the wide receiver out of Kent Christian College, 5'11", 205, and that was with authority, just a couple plays into the end zone, Mike.
Definitely, you can see that they are attacking the middle of the field, and so they see something there, and a great move after the catch to make a defender miss, and you take it on to home.
So only 19 seconds into the game, and the Outlaws find pay dirt. Now here's kicker Billy Perry. See if he can split the uprights. Hold is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So Billy Perry adds the point after, and the Outlaws strike first. Here's the opening round of the playoffs are underway with a bunch of fireworks. It's the Outlaws 7, the Sioux City Bandits yet to take the field offensively. We'll be right back with more action.
The average life expectancy of a water heater is about 9 years. If and when leaks occur, then chances are your tank is rusted and could fail at any time. The pros at Brown Plumbing and Heating install both tank and tankless water heaters and offer free in-home estimates with a 6-year hassle-free warranty on parts and labor. No hot water during your Saturday night dinner party? No problem. Brown Plumbing schedules appointments up to 8 p.m. 6 days a week with no after-hour fees. Get that hot water flowing. Call Brown Plumbing and Heating today.
Okay. All right. He's 13. I had 2 threes. Chris Lewis is the guy that caught the pass, but Brashawn Stewart is also 3, but now he's 13, okay?
Okay.
That's what I was just checking. I was like, uh-oh. 2 threes, never good. We are back inside the First Interstate Arena. Chris Lewis with a touchdown catch from Lorenz Stefan, and the Outlaws have the 7-0 early lead. The kickoff takes a wild bounce, corralled at the 5, and down goes Lenwood Joyner for the Sioux City Bandits. He really didn't have much room to operate.
No, great kickoff coverage. I mean, you want to definitely find your lanes and be disciplined, and as you see, they all corralled, and here we are, we're at the 13-yard line.
The quarterback for the Sioux City Bandits is a good one. Taslim Wilson, 6'4", 230, out of UAB. And he's put up some impressive numbers. He's scored 31 touchdowns so far for Sioux City this season. He has thrown 13 interceptions. He's only completing 25% of his passes. We'll see how that works out. But he is averaging 118 yards in the air. So Taslim Wilson, your quarterback. The other quarterback is Tyler Lowenstein, and we might see both of them. But you can see Wilson is a big boy, 6'4". He gets the opening snap, and he's looking deep, down across the middle, nearly intercepted. Good defense down there by the Outlaws. It looked like Kendall Jefferson, number 1, got right into the lane, and the ball was a little bit underthrown.
Yeah, they are taking their shots early. They are not.
Yeah, let's not be shy. There's no reason to be shy.
Yes, yeah, they are going to take their shots. And as you can see, he has 31 touchdown passes on the year. I believe he's first, so he's going to take his shots. They're a pass-heavy team.
Wilson, the quarterback, with his receivers. Frederick Bruno, watch number 2. He's their leading receiver. Goes in motion, and now they fakes the handoff to him. Up the middle, good defense by the Outlaws. And there is Dante Marshall in on the stop. Big number 98, 6'4", 310 for Billings. Gain of only about 2 yards. That'll bring up 3rd down and 8. Ball at the 15-yard line. See if the Outlaws can come up with one of these defensive stops. That's what you want to see early in the game. Kind of put your stamp on it.
Yeah, right now they're ahead of the chain, so they're in a great position to make a great stop.
Frederick Bruno on one side, Lenwood Joyner on the other. And in the back, there goes Bruno in motion along with Joyner. Wilson gets the snap, goes back, wants to throw across the middle. Oh, and he has a man open right at the 15. And down goes number 14. That's Brandon Shepard out of Oklahoma State. 6'3", 210, and he found a lot of open field right about the 15-yard line, and he goes down and is tackled at about the 7. Nothing fancy there. He just found some open space. Here's a replay for you. Wilson put it right on target.
Yeah, it seemed like it was zone coverage. One of our defensive backs kind of lost sight of the receiver.
Jefferson in on the tackle again with help from Denarius Antoine. All right, so Sioux City, 1st and goal inside the red zone. Here's Wilson. He's going to run it. And across the 5 down to the 2-yard line, you can see that's maybe why he only has a 25% pass completion, because he runs the ball quite a bit. And in fact, right there you can see that he is not afraid to tuck it and run.
Yeah, definitely has a solid frame, so he's definitely not going to be shy to take some hits. But as all quarterbacks know, you don't want to take too many hits because it adds up throughout the course of the game.
Wilson comes in with 107 yards rushing on 26 carries. He's scored 5 touchdowns so far this season. So there goes Bruno and a fumble. The ball's on the turf, and a scramble for it. Looks like Sioux City got it back. Prohaska, the running back, Drew Prohaska out of Briar Cliff University, the running back, 5'8", 190. And that ball was up for grabs, kind of rolling right at the goal line on the turf. Here's a look at it. Got kicked a little bit.
Yeah, Tasman kind of retreated a bit sooner for securing the snap, but lucky bounce for the Bandits.
That's part of the game. Got to have the breaks of the game, a little luck. So here's 3rd and goal in the red zone. Sioux City trying to answer the opening touchdown that the Outlaws put up with just 2 plays in their first possession. All right, Wilson sends his receivers in motion. The give is to Bruno, and he's hit into the board. Was it short? I believe he was hit into the board short of the goal. Nope, they call it good. The tackle, we'll get a look at on the replay. Once you get smacked into the boards, you were out, but right there it was right on the goal line. Let's see. Oh, they called it good. So here comes the kicker, Brandon Stewart. All right, so Sioux City on the touchdown by Bruno, trying to tie the game up here on the extra point. Left-footed kicker, and he splits the uprights. So the right, like that, both teams in the early going answering the opening touchdown.
Timeout.
Sioux City marched
Media.
right down in their
First media
possession,
timeout
just
of the
like
game.
the Outlaws did. We're all tied up at 7-all, 6:50 to go in the first quarter. We'll be right back.
Putting new roofing or siding on your home is not just about slapping on shingles. It's an engineered system. Hi, I'm Mitch Donahue, and this is my son Dylan.
We're proud to be local experienced contractors using the best materials around. We don't just meet code requirements, we exceed them.
Your new project is an investment. With Donahue Roofing and Siding, you can put your money into your home where it belongs.
Why not use the best? Call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
The average life expectancy of a water heater is about 9 years. If and when leaks occur, then chances are your tank is rusted and could fail at any time. The pros at Brown Plumbing and Heating install both tank and tankless water heaters and offer free in-home estimates with a 6-year hassle-free warranty on parts and labor. No hot water during your Saturday night dinner party? No problem. Brown Plumbing schedules appointments up to 8 p.m. 6 days a week with no after-hour fees. Get that hot water flowing. Call Brown Plumbing and Heating today.
Not all replacement windshields are created equal. At Econoglass, we install windshields that are made to a car manufacturer's original specifications. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next windshield installation. Get quality. Get Econoglass. Remodeling your bathroom? Econoglass can transform your home with our Lumax shower doors. Designed for strength and stability and typically installed in 1 day or less. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next shower doors. Get quality. Get Econoglass.
And we are back inside the First Interstate Arena. Sioux City 7, Billings 7, both teams scoring in their first possession. Mike, that was an impressive start for both teams.
You definitely see the high-power offenses are starting off fast.
You saw some of our wonderful Billings Outlaws sponsors. The Outlaws sure appreciate the support of all of our fine sponsors. We'd invite our viewers to help support the businesses that have gone out of their way to make this Outlaws season a success. So here's Brandon Stewart, the kicker for Sioux City, kicking off to Josh Batiste and Josh Best. Best had a good return the first time. This one's going towards Batiste right at the goal line. Gets a block, cuts up at the 15, and down he goes. Tackle made by Jeremy Costa, the defensive back out of Midland University, 5'10", 200. So Batiste got a little positive yardage after collaring that ball at the 5, so the Outlaws will put it in play right at the 14-yard line. Their second possession, all tied up, 7-all here in the early going. The winner of this game will move to Omaha and take on the Omaha Beef in the first round of the playoffs on Saturday. I'm sure you fans noticed Gillette, the Mustangs, defeated Southwest Kansas Storm 40-35. And so now they will move on, Gillette will, to take on the Salina Liberty, which means that the winner of this game will move to take on the Omaha Beef, the undefeated Omaha Beef, 10-0 as they get a first round bye in the playoffs. Stefan gives it to Batiste, cuts it across, and it's hit right at the 15-yard line after a gain of 1. Tackle made there by Carlton Watkins out of Tiffin University in Ohio. Not much running room.
No, a bit of a zone read to keep the defense honest. But as you can see, we facing a really tough defensive line. I believe Davis and Emery are are top 5 in sacks, but they also are pretty stout in the run as well.
Yeah, Sioux City's front line, a seasoned group of veterans, much like the offensive line for the Outlaws. Lorenz Steffen setting up shop right at his 10-yard line as receivers go deep. Across the middle, wide open. Chris Lewis again, who had the touchdown early. He gets it out to the 22-yard line. We'll bring up a third down and about 4. So both teams have found some openings right across the middle, Mike.
Yeah, Coach Davis is really attacking that middle. As you can see, Sioux City had to sub out the linebacker. I believe he's misreading the routes, and so he's giving up a lot of room to that middle curl.
Akil Beard is the middle linebacker for Sioux City, number 22, 6'2", 233, and he's been in on a lot of their plays here just in the first few minutes. Here's the pass from Stepan to Josh Best, breaks a tackle, still on his feet. Enough for the first down near the 20-yard line. Josh Best, one of the veterans on the Outlaws who played for the team last year. Best, Denarius Anton, Brashawn Stewart, Jeff Luke, who is inactive tonight, Jamario Benson, Nike Gooden, and Richard Ramirez, all returners from the 2022 edition of the Outlaws that made it into the semifinals of the CIF Playoffs a year ago. Brent Stefan faced now with a first down at the Sioux City 20-yard line. Stefan rolling to his right and finds a wide open Batiste at the 15, cuts it towards the boards across the 10, maybe down to the 8-yard line. That's good enough for another Outlaws first down.
And as you can see, they have the defensive secondary threatened, and so that was a bit of a clear out route, and you load one side and you bring a running back under it to obviously have a lot of space to get some yardage.
You got some good memories watching this game on this same field that you start on, Mike?
Definitely. Sometimes it makes my body hurt thinking about how agile these young players are, but yeah, definitely some good memories.
All right, so the Outlaws trying to cash in another first down inside the red zone at the 9. Stefan looking over the middle. Oh, and in and out of the hands of Caleb Woods, one of the new receivers. He was open, but the ball was just off his fingertips. We'll get the replay here. Stefan, he was the only one that was going to catch that. That was the good thing about that pass. The bad thing, it was just a little too high off his fingertips.
Yeah, Coach King is finding some early success with that trip set. And so we'll have to monitor that to see how many times he comes back to that. Trips to the short side of the field.
Second down and goal from the 8-yard line. Stefan with Josh Batiste right on his hip. Josh Best wide left. Chris Lewis in motion along with Woods. Stefan steps up across the middle. Oh, and a nice defensive play there by Carlton Watkins, the defensive back. Ball intended again for Caleb Woods, but Watkins was there just to tip it out away at the last second.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the best play I've seen by the Bandits defense thus far. I mean, it was zone coverage. They passed off the routes appropriately, and they didn't give up too much ground.
And a lot of times you'll see the defensive back hanging on the guy's back. On the replay, you could see he was not. He was right there in good position. Made a nice athletic move to tip that ball away. So Stefan here and the Outlaws trying to cash in here. Third down and a stoppage play. Let's see what the call is. Aaron Clonch.
Timeout. Sioux City.
All right,
They're first of the half. This will also be the second media timeout of the quarter.
All right, so we have a media timeout. That means we're going to step aside, I believe. Aaron Clonch is our lead official, and it was maybe something Sioux City saw on that lineup that they didn't like, but they called their timeout. So we're going to take a break. It's all tied up with 1:44 to go. Billings and Sioux City knotted at 7.
Not all replacement windshields are created equal. At Econoglass, we install windshields that are made to a car manufacturer's original specifications. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next windshield installation. Get quality. Get Econoglass. Remodeling your bathroom? Econoglass can transform your home with our Lumax shower doors. Designed for strength and stability and typically installed in 1 day or less. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next shower doors. Get quality. Get Econoglass.
The average life expectancy of a water heater is about 9 years. If and when leaks occur, then chances are your tank is rusted and could fail at any time. The pros at Brown Plumbing and Heating install both tank and tankless water heaters and offer free in-home estimates with a 6-year hassle-free warranty on parts and labor. No hot water during your Saturday night dinner party? No problem. Brown Plumbing schedules appointments up to 8 p.m. 6 days a week with no after-hour fees. Get that hot water flowing. Call Brown Plumbing and Heating today.
All tied up here. First Interstate Arena Playoff Football Champions Indoor Football League. It's the Billings Outlaws and Sioux City all tied at 7. Billings with the ball for the second time inside the red zone, Michael Bazemore, but right now they're facing a tough third down situation. Stefan has Josh Batiste, and there goes Best and Chris Lewis in motion. Stefan scrambling over the middle. And there's that famous play that they scored on A couple of weeks ago, that was Ken Williams there, the offensive lineman. 6'5", 315.
That's great activity, great creativity.
We talked to Nike Gooden, who caught the tackle-eligible play at the end of the game a couple of weeks ago to win the game for the Outlaws, and he said they practiced it several times during the week. Sean King isn't afraid to roll the dice. But he did not get into the end zone, I think is the important thing. They're right at the goal line, right at the 1. What will they do? They have Denarius Antoine in the fullback slot, and he's got a blocker in front of him, Nike Gooden. Let's see if Denarius gets the handoff. He does, and he's into the end zone. That's a tough play to stop. Denarius Antoine, he's one of those multitasking players. He plays running back, he plays DB, he plays middle linebacker, and I think he's like the head cheerleader as well. Too much mass to move there. I mean, behind big Nike Gooden, he just waltzed into the end zone. There you see it in the replay. So Billings gets it into the red zone for the second time and cashes it in. Clock is running, just a few seconds left, 10 seconds left here in the first period. Here's Billy Perry, our newfound kicker. Bad snap. Jamario Benson's going to have to eat that. Fumbled trying to get the hold down. I think he had time, but Perry wasn't quite ready to put his foot into the ball, so we'll see if that misplay on the extra point.
That's the end of the first quarter.
All right, we're at the end of the first quarter. That means we'll take another quick break, fans. The score is Outlaws 13, visiting Sioux City Bandits 7, and we'll be right back.
Putting new roofing or siding on your home is not just about slapping on shingles. It's an engineered system. Hi, I'm Mitch Donahue, and this is my son Dylan.
We're proud to be local experienced contractors using the best materials around. We don't just meet code requirements, we exceed them.
Your new project is an investment. With Donahue Roofing and Siding, you can put your money into your home where it belongs.
Why not use the best? Call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
The average life expectancy of a water heater is about 9 years. If and when leaks occur, then chances are your tank is rusted and could fail at any time. The pros at Brown Plumbing and Heating install both tank and tankless water heaters and offer free in-home estimates with a 6-year hassle-free warranty on parts and labor. No hot water during your Saturday night dinner party? No problem. Brown Plumbing schedules appointments up to 8 p.m. 6 days a week with no after-hour fees. Get that hot water flowing. Call Brown Plumbing and Heating today.
And we are back inside the First Interstate Arena Metro Park, TDS Fiber Field. The Outlaws from Billings have a 13-7 lead here at the start of the second period. Sioux City Bandits will get the ball. Both teams have showed that their offense can move. The question is, right now, the difference is that 1 point, extra point that Billings was unable to convert last time. Here's the kick. Hauled in by Frederick Bruno, their leading wide receiver, and he's open. Alone on the sidelines, crosses into Outlaws territory and rips off one of those pads off the boards. You can see why Frederick Bruno is one of their favorite athletes out of Wayne State. He's just a little guy, 5'8", 200, but he's got the goods.
Yeah, definitely. It's always tough with those short, shifty receivers that they're able to stop on a dime and make defenders miss.
Bruno has 28 rushes and 126 yards on the ground, and he has 27 receptions for 408 yards. He's scored 19 touchdowns so far this season. He is a force to be reckoned with. All right, so quarterback Taslim Wilson. The ball right shy of midfield. Wilson drops back after a fake and a long pass. Oh, intended for Lenwood Joyner. He had his hands on it, just couldn't haul it in.
Beautifully designed play. They're going to be kicking themselves over that one. That slice motion, play action.
Kendall Jefferson, the defender for the Outlaws, but he was beat on the play, but the ball from Wilson just a bit overthrown right off the fingertips of Lenwood Joyner. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Ball resting right at midfield at the 25-yard line. Saleem Wilson, the quarterback out of UAB, 6'4", 230. And now there goes Bruno in motion, and a fumbled snap, and penalty flags fly all over the field.
False start. 75 on the offense, 5-yard penalty. Stay second down.
Call it goes against Daniel Small, offensive lineman, but he's not small. He's 6'5", 320, out of Shenandoah University. I love the diversity of all the players coming from all these small schools, some from big schools, most from schools that we're not really that familiar with here in Montana. I had to end up looking most of them up. You'd think I would know, but they are not that easy to determine just by the name of the school. Okay, so second down and 15 now after the penalty. Wilson goes across the middle and finds a wide open Braden Mintz. He's from Simpson College. I got a chance to talk to him before the game, and he said, "Get my name right, Braden Mintz." And he was wide open on that. Nice pass from Wilson. Here's the replay. Tackle made by Denarius Antoine. He's going to have a busy situation patrolling the middle of the field.
Yeah, that's the beauty of indoor football. You get players from all across the country, and they can play some ball. And so it shines a light on their schools they went to.
Drew Prohaska, the running back, takes a move, and he is smacked immediately, but he's still on his feet. They can't get him down. Prohaska, he's a tough hombre, I'll tell you. 5'8", 190 out of Briarcliff University. And he has put up some numbers in the rushing department. He's got 330 yards rushing and 8 touchdowns on 94 carries. So they're going to give him the ball and see what he can do with it. He's not as big as I envisioned reading his stats. He's slight of frame when you compare him to the quarterback. All right, second down now. Second and goal.
Empty set here.
Wilson drops back, surveys the situation. He's loose. He's going to have to run for it. Nice block there. But he's down and hit as he gets down to the 10-yard line. Taslim Wilson. That'll bring up a third down. Antoine trying to get the crowd fired up. Here's the replay on that. Wilson decides he's going to tuck in and run it. Almost looked like a clip. Antoine finally got him down, so it's third down now. 3rd and 10. And this Monday night crowd here in Billings trying to rev up the noise inside the big barn. Frederick Bruno split up to the near side. Wilson calls the signals. Has lots of time, overthrows the intended receiver was Lenwood Joyner. He might be little shaken up on the play. And there is an official timeout as Joyner tried to gather his thoughts. Here's the play again.
Officials timeout. This will also be the first media timeout of the second quarter.
Damian Francis in on the stop. So as they attend to Lenwood Joyner, we'll take a timeout with the score. Billings leading Sioux City 13-7. We'll be right back.
Not all replacement windshields are created equal. At Econoglass, we install windshields that are made to a car manufacturer's original specifications. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next windshield installation. Get quality. Get Econoglass. Remodeling your bathroom? Econoglass can transform your home with our Lumax shower doors. Designed for strength and stability and typically installed in 1 day or less. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next shower doors. Get quality. Get Econoglass.
Putting new roofing or siding on your home is not just about slapping on shingles. It's an engineered system. Hi, I'm Mitch Donahue, and this is my son Dylan.
We're proud to be local experienced contractors using the best materials around. We don't just meet code requirements, we exceed them.
Your new project is an investment. With Donahue Roofing and Siding, you can put your money into your home where it belongs.
Why not use the best? Call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
And we are back live inside the the big barn, the First Interstate Arena. Jay Cohn and Mike Bazemore. It's playoff football as the Outlaws are entertaining the Sioux City Bandits. And a big fourth down coming up right here. We're happy you could join us here on the Champions Indoor Football Network on the streaming network. We're live and see which of these two teams can advance to take on the undefeated Omaha Beef next weekend in the semifinals. So we're going to have an attempted field goal. This is Brandon Stewart, Hiram College, the kicker, kicking it right from the 17-yard line. So it'll be about a 27-yarder. We'll see. Field goal attempts are few and far between either one of these two teams tonight in their history so far this season. Stewart, snap is good. Oh, and he pushes it wide to the right. A hold by Tyler Lowenstein, and he got a little dinged up as he took a shot as the Outlaws really put some pressure on the kicker that time, Mike.
Missed field goal went out of the back of the end zone. By rule, it will be placed on the 5-yard line. First down, Billings.
Yeah, a bit of a game up front with a twist and great pressure to force that kick to wide right.
In the field goal department, Sioux City this year is 1 out of 6. Billings 0 for 6. You just, in this league, field goals aren't really a thing, but we'll see. Now it's playoff time. That could definitely change.
Yeah, you need all the points you can get. So that was a great play by the Sioux City coach to try to go for the points as they were out of rhythm offensively, but they didn't make it.
Head coach Irv Strobing and head coach Sean King of the Outlaws, if you missed this earlier, were teammates for Wayne State College back in the day. Nice catch over there by number 18, Khalib Woods, one of the new receivers that the Outlaws have signed. And that pass from Stephan came in, and he picked that one right off the turf.
Yes, great hands on the screen, and he was able to get about 6 yards on that.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 4. The ball's at the 11-yard line. They need to get to the 15. Loren Stephan, the quarterback out of Scottsdale College. He's 6 feet, 203 pounds. Sends his receivers in motion and finds Josh Best at the 15. And a penalty flag is down, but he did get enough for the first down. Let's check the yellow marker on the field. Well, they're talking to Sean King here, so I'm assuming that means the penalty is going to be against Sioux City, and I believe he's going to take it.
Yeah, I'll be intrigued to see how much
Offsides
Coach King opens up his
on the
playbook.
defense,
As you
number
can see, he's
15.
starting to
That
get
penalty
more
has been
comfortable and
declined.
add
The
more
results
things
of the
in.
player
But
and first down.
he's sticking to his breads and butters, those screens, with those curls and hooks. He knows he can get pretty good yards off those.
So that'll bring up a first down. The offsides penalty against the Bandits puts the ball at the 16-yard line. And they have another set of downs to work with. Josh Batiste in the backfield on the hip of Stephan. Looking over the middle, ball is tipped. It looks like Claude Davis got his big hand on that one, and it fell incomplete. A lot of players trying to make a move to get that, but Claude Davis was a real factor here a year ago. And before that, I think he played for Coach Ron O'Neill at Salina. So he's got a big, long history here in this league, and he's such a character. You just kind of glom onto him because he's just so outspoken, but very friendly, outgoing. I'm sure when he straps up the pads, it's a whole new deal, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to have that change of personality.
Here's Stephan getting some pressure, and he finds out of the backfield Josh Batiste, but he's hit right into the board, short of the 20 at the 19-yard line. So he's mixing it up a little bit, Coach Sean King, trying to make sure they haven't thrown it deep, but maybe not at all. Not that I've seen. He's thrown a couple over the middle, but no flag or post patterns yet.
No, not yet, not yet. Unlike Sioux City, they tried to strike fast on their first play.
We see, I watched this Khalif Woods warm up before the game, and he is fast. He's right down below us here. Split out to the near side. Stefan, quarterback, throws it across the middle again. That's Josh Best. And he's going to be just about a yard shy, maybe right at. Well, in fact, he might have the first down. As I look at the official, he says it's good. He's going to give him a first down on it, I believe. Here's the replay. We'll watch it here. Tackle made by Xavier Span, and they did give him the forward progress out to the 23-yard line. So once again, the Outlaws in Bandits territory at the 23. Clock is running. It's 13-7. Billings has a 6-point lead, and we're counting down to the 7-minute mark here in the first half.
Yeah, the middle of the field is their go-to.
So far.
Outlaws, yes, the Outlaws are really taking advantage of that.
Receivers go into motion, do a little crossing pattern. They hand it to Best, and he is hit immediately as he crosses the 23 down at the 21. Tackle made there by Zach Schluger out of Morningside College. And Josh Best, boy, he got taken down immediately. Let's see, another penalty flag flies, and the Sioux City Bandits don't like the call. Their coach is shaking.
Illegal defense. Number 16 on the defense lined up too close to the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty, stays first down.
All right, so that will give the Outlaws 5 yards and a redo on first down. So now instead of 1st and 10, it's 1st and 5. The ball's down at the 18-yard line. Outlaws looking to expand this 13-7 lead as the clock ticks down. 6.5 minutes to go. Lorenz Stefan throws and he's knocked away. It looks like Claude Davis maybe got his hand on it again. Working against Richard Ramirez there. And Stefan isn't that tall. Lorenz, he's only 6 foot. And that sounds good size until you're down on the field and see how tall everybody else is.
Yes, that's the struggle with shorter quarterbacks is once you get those defensive linemen and they get their hands up, and so you got to create enough pockets and windows to have some throwing lanes for yourself as a short quarterback.
And Stefan has showed he's got the moxie. He had great success at Topeka early in the season, and now he's doing the same here with the Outlaws. He's led them to 4 straight victories. Pass intended for Chris Lewis, and the ball was behind him. Defensive play there by Isaiah McDaniels, but he was trailing the play, as was the pass.
Yeah, definitely had to bring the heat right there, and so Stefan had to get rid of that quick.
We mentioned that Sioux City and Billings have not played each other this year. This is the first time. Even though they both have played 10 games so far, they were not on each other's schedule. Kind of a quirk in the scheduling, I would say. Stefan going deep, and he overthrows Josh Best, who had his man beat, but he ran out of real estate down in the middle of the end zone. Slams his hand on the board. Here's the replay for it. Stefan would like to have this back, just threw it just a tad too much. Best definitely had the angle.
Yeah, Coach King came back to that play that was open in the first quarter where Batiste had some great yardage. And so he's trying to get it over the top because it is open, but it's just a matter of timing.
All right, let's see what the call is here with 4th down. 4th down conversion so far. Outlaws have been good so far in this game. Here's Stefan getting some pressure, and he finds Batiste. He'll be right at the first down marker. I think he might be a little short. Josh Batiste coming out of the backfield. Stefan will put it right on his hands. And they say he is about a half a yard short, so the ball will be turned over on downs to Sioux City. Quite the tackle there, Mike.
Yes, huge stop by the Bandits. And Watkins, he attacked, and he was able to get the runner down.
That was a good call by Sean King as Batiste came out of the backfield. Kind of a new twist. Haven't seen that called so far. Well, let's see. Both teams have come up with a stop. Billings forced Sioux City on a missed field goal earlier. Now Sioux City returns the favor. Clock is running down to the 4-minute mark. Ball resting right at the 14-yard line to Sleem Wilson, the quarterback for Sioux City. Pass over the middle. Denarius Antoine gets a bunch of Lenwood Joyner that time. Not after Joyner picked up about 6 yards out to the 20.
Yeah, great poise by Taslim. He went deep to short, and the deep route wasn't there, so he checked down. It's a great poise by Taslim.
Talking to the Sioux City coaches, that's what they like about him. He's got good leadership, lots of poise and size to go along with it. So here's Wilson again, drops back. Billings has not been able to put the pressure, and again, wide open down is Lenwood Joyner again, and he made the catch right in front of Damian Francis. Damian Francis is Denarius Antoine's brother, so the two brothers were looking at each other like, what's going on here? It was just a good play, Lenwood Joyner, and credit to Sleem Wilson finding him wide open down there.
Yeah, that's the one disadvantage of playing zone, because you point at your teammate like, you got him, I got him, and then right there underneath,
no one's
catch.
got him.
Yes.
Here's Wilson, the pitch play to Bruno, across the 10, down to the 5 out, and then slammed into the boards at about the 3-yard line. Stop for the Outlaws made by, guess who, Denarius Antoine again, but not before Bruno got it inside the 5-yard line down to the 3. So that'll bring up 2nd and goal as the Bandits threaten to tie this game up and maybe take the lead with an extra point. Clock running now, down to 2:10 left here in the first half. Outlaws lead at 13-7, you see on your scoreboard, but it might be a short-lived lead, we'll see. Wilson and company setting up shop at the 3-yard line. Both receivers split out here to the near side. And there goes Joyner. Wilson still has the ball in the backfield. Can he get it in? Oh, and the Outlaws stop him at maybe the 1 or the 2-yard line. Well, that'll bring up a 3rd down. And that's about what it takes to get Wilson down. Like 4 or 5 Outlaws in on that stop.
Yeah, those big quarterbacks are always tough to bring down.
1, 2, 3, 4. Initial tackle made by Devontae Brown, but he needed help.
Yeah, Outlaws, great discipline on that zone read, and they were able to make a great stop.
All right, so you see the ball. It's resting right at the 1-yard line. 1 yard away from pay dirt for the Sioux City Bandits. And the clock is running down. Less than 107, 106 here. We tick it down towards halftime. Wilson. Oh, we've got movement along the line, and the flags fly. Let's see.
Bit of a
False start.
there.
Number 24 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, stays 3rd down.
So y'all don't see the
This will also be the 2nd media timeout of the quarter.
All right, so on the false start, the Bandits are backed up back to the 6 instead of the 1. 1 minute to go here in the first half. We're heading to break. The Outlaws lead the Bandits 13-7.
Not all replacement windshields are created equal. At Econoglass, we install windshields that are made to a car manufacturer's original specifications. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next windshield installation. Get quality. Get Econoglass. Remodeling your bathroom? Econoglass can transform your home with our Lumax shower doors. Designed for strength and stability and typically installed in 1 day or less. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next shower doors. Get quality. Get Econoglass.
Putting new roofing or siding on your home is not just about slapping on shingles. It's an engineered system. Hi, I'm Mitch Donahue, and this is my son Dylan.
We're proud to be local experienced contractors using the best materials around. We don't just meet code requirements, we exceed them.
Your new project is an investment. With Donahue Roofing and Siding, you can put your money into your home where it belongs.
Why not use the best? Call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
Well, the fans here being entertained by the Lady Outlaws, one of the class acts of the CIF. Head coach and owner Tina Louise and her Lady Outlaws are one of the big fan favorites here inside the Metro, and you can see why, as they really put on a good show. So after that false start, the Bandits, with a minute to go here till halftime, trying to cash in. They were at the 1, now they're at the 6. And it looks like a whole different play. They were going to go for that all beef up front on that 1-yard dive, but with the false start, now they're going to have to put it up. It looks that way. Wilson fakes the handoff to Bruno, back deep, throws it over the boards, intended for Bruno down there, but a lot of defenders in the way of that, including Davante Brown was primarily the man, but he got some help on the backside by Kendall Jefferson. So, 4th down. What do you like here, Mike?
Play to your strength. You want to give yourself some options with Taslim, and see if you can probably get behind the defense. But the Outlaws, I think they'll probably go with cover 5 again, being as though we're in the red zone. So we'll see if you can kind of sneak one in with that cover 5 defense.
Incomplete pass stops that clock inside the last minute of the half. So with 54 seconds, here goes the 4th down play. And flags fly again. I thought I heard the penalty, the whistles, but the penalty flags flew a little late. And it looks...
False start.
Another
75
false start
on the offense, 5-yard penalty. Stays 4th down.
Again against Daniel Small. So that'll back him up from the 6 back to the 11-yard line. In a way, it gives him a little more room to operate.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where you're glad you got a penalty, but you're at a disadvantage because you give them more room and create more space to get behind the zone, or in between your zone. So you still got to be disciplined here.
It's kind of pick your poison at this point. 52 seconds left to Saleem Wilson, your quarterback. They're trying to cash in, maybe tie the game up, take the lead here in the waning minutes of the first half. Wilson over the middle. In and out of the hands of Frederick Bruno. He said he had it. The official says, no, he did not. Incomplete pass. Let's watch it on the replay. Bruno thought he had it. Wilson finds him over in the corner.
Oh, that's great defense by Benson. Great defense.
Jamario Benson. He's another one of those multitasking players who can play quarterback, he can play running back, and there he was the defensive back on that play.
And that's great to have those multi-dimensional players because, as you know, you have roster restrictions. So players that can be equally effective in multiple positions, especially offense and defense, they are that much more valuable in the indoor game.
But Jamario Benson might be a candidate for the team MVP because not only did he step in when we were down with no quarterback, he helped us make the playoffs last year in the similar situation, did the same this year. Then Lorenz Stefan shows up after sitting some time out after transferring from Topeka. So Benson right there, Johnny on the spot on the defense. Stefan has all kinds of time and finds Josh Batiste across midfield down to the 20-yard line. Stefan had some quick feet and just bought himself a little time back there.
And now we're in a 2-minute drill, so.
Well, what a change of a momentum if the Outlaws could cash something in here in the final minutes with Sioux City at the 1-yard line and did not score. And now here is Billings with a first down at the Bandits' 20-yard line. Stefan looking over the middle. He loves that play and finds, again, Chris Lewis down to the 11-yard line. And I believe we have a timeout on the field.
Timeout. Billings. They're first of the half.
So
this will be a 30-second timeout.
So we'll keep it here. The Outlaws calling a timeout. 13-7. You see the score, just 24 seconds left here in the second quarter as we tick it down towards halftime. That was a huge stop there, Mike.
When plumbing frequently clogs, it's a sign of bigger problems. Brown Plumbing has a better alternative that cleans pipes in less time with longer-lasting results. Jetting completely clears your pipes of old, hard-to-remove deposits and roots with highly pressurized water that safely breaks down buildup in your pipes. The jetting method is perfect for any residential or commercial job and is safer for your plumbing. Brown Plumbing, keeping our name out of your drain.
score points pretty fast,
Yeah.
so you always want to give yourself a cushion if possible.
So the clock is stopped with 24 seconds left. We're back live after taking a quick break. So the Bandits trying to do what the Outlaws just did and shut them down here in the last seconds of the half. Stefan looking quickly. Gets some happy feet. He has his man in the end zone, and it's a touchdown. Khalib Woods beat his man and went up high and hauled it in for the score.
Great individual effort by Woods as the defender sat on his curl. He got his eyes trapped in the backfield, and as you know, Woods made a play made a play.
Here we see it again. Stefan saw that Woods had his man beat, and he's tall too. Khalib is 6'3", 185, and he's got hair that makes him look taller than that too. So 18 seconds to go till halftime, and the Outlaws take the lead now, expand their lead I should say, up to 19-7. And let's see, they're going to go for 2. They're going to go for 3. They're going to take it from the 5-yard line, so they're going for one of these 3-point conversions, unique to the CIF. Stefan looking, happy feet. Is he going to run it? No, he finds, Khalib Woods again. He had it for a second, but Dwayne Autry in on the defense, and at the last second got his hand on it. So that 3-point conversion would have come in handy, but here's the replay on it. Stefan looking. Woods had position on his man, but actually Autry did a good job recovering.
Yes, definitely. Good play by Autry. I thought that Stefan would have tried to sneak it in before he double backed and try to get over the top because he was open the first time when he made a move.
And Stefan can get rid of that on multiple different ways. Underhanded, kind of a Patrick Mahomes style at times.
Yeah, the style of just being a traditional overhand thrower.
Well, the fans are enjoying this one right now. The hometown Billings Outlaws lead it 19-7. There we see Dylan Donahue is out with an ACL tear, but I was talking to him before the game, and he said he thinks he's coming back. He said it doesn't hurt. I can do everything, but with an ACL tear, I don't know. It must not have been that severe if he's jumping around on it.
If so, he's a tough guy.
Right.
I tore my ACL my first season out, and I was done for the season. But some players can play through it, put a brace on, and give it a go.
All right, here's the kick by Perry, the Outlaws. It's Bruno collaring it at the 5, breaks it at the 20. Can he take it the whole way? Denarius Antoine had an ankle and was not going to give it up, as Bruno was trying to break loose at the 22-yard line. Nice job by Bruno following his blockers after getting the ball at the 5 on the kickoff. Here's the replay of this. Watch Denarius Antoine as he gets an ankle, and he's not giving that up.
Yeah, matter of time before Bruno gets loose because you can see his vision. Every time he touches the ball, it's a threat for him to take it.
Absolutely. That looked like almost like a wrestling move. I don't know if Denarius has some wrestling in his past, but strong hands.
Yeah, get him down by any means necessary.
All right, 12 seconds to go. Outlaws lead at 19-7, and the Bandits would love to cash one in here right in the final seconds of the first half. Wilson sends his receivers in motion. Outlaws have not been able to put much pressure on him. And it was intended for Bruno, and he just bobbled it for a second, and that's all it took for the ball to hit the turf. Maybe he was thinking about making that move before he quite had it.
Yeah, definitely some missed opportunities. We've seen a couple drops that they wish they could have had back.
Bruno had that. Might have hurt. All right, so 6 seconds. This could be the last play of the half, but we'll see. This clock is a fickle thing. Wilson gets the ball, throws it, and into the 1 second to go. That was to Prohaska over at the 14, so that was a design play. Once he caught it, just hit the boards and see if we have time for one more play, and they do.
Timeout, Sioux City. They're second and a half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
So that was a good play there by Sioux City. They knew They would like to get 2 plays out of the last 6 seconds of the half, and they did. Quick pass to Prohaska.
Yeah, they were trying to get a post over here on the back end, but he sat on it, soft coverage by the defense, and so made him check down. And so that was a smart play by Taz Lemon. Try to get a closer attempt for his field goal kicker.
So 1 second left. There'll be 1 play, barring a penalty, of course. It's been the Outlaws that have the advantage right now, 19-7. Both teams have come up with some big stops, but none bigger than the Outlaws, where Sioux City had the ball at the 1-yard line, and 2 false start infractions against the Bandits backed them up. And then the pass to Bruno in the end zone went incomplete for the second big stop for Billings. All right, so 1 second. And they're going to try a field goal. Brandon Stewart, this will be a 30-yarder. He was wide right with his earlier attempt. The fans trying to get in his head. They rev up the noise inside the big barn. Could be a fake. It's not a fake. The kick is up. It is also wide right, almost an identical wide right kick as his first attempt. So Brandon Stewart unable to cash it in. Sioux City was in position to chip away at the Outlaws' lead. He's got a good leg. He just, excuse me, only 10 yards. Those goalposts are only 10 yards wide. And I just looked that up today. I was like, well, how does that compare to the NFL or the NCAA? NCAA and the NFL, they're 18 feet, 6 inches wide. High school, the goalposts are 23 feet and 4 inches wide. These are 10 yards wide.
Yeah, accuracy.
Yeah.
When you are a kicker in an indoor game, you have to be accurate.
So, the Billings Outlaws. All right, we'll have some highlights coming up, I've been told. The clock ticking here at halftime. Of course, we have 20-minute halftimes. So we got lots of things to talk about. We've got a dance team from Billings out entertaining the crowd here. Let's talk about a little bit about how these teams sized up against each other in the first half. Mike, we mentioned they hadn't played each other. What'd you think?
I think definitely the losing streak for Sioux City seems to plague themselves. As you can see, some inconsistency with their offense and some drops and some missed opportunities. And Billings, they're in rhythm. I mean, they're playing well. Coach King has got them dialed up, and he's calling some solid go-to plays that are finding success. And then he's definitely trying to open it up, but he doesn't want to show too much. So for next week, as you can definitely see that he's in control of this game right now.
There was one of the highlights, watching the first half highlights, Khalif Woods in the end zone with a sky up to catch that pass from Lorenz Steffen. Also, we saw Fred Bruno score on those highlights. He was hit into the boards, but he had the ball. He reached the ball across the goal line. I couldn't see it from our angle, but on that replay you could see. I wasn't sure if he made it in on that touchdown for Sioux City. 19-7, we're heading to break. It's at halftime. The Outlaws enjoying this 12-point lead. We'll see what the second half has to bring. We'll be right back.
Not all replacement windshields are created equal. At Econoglass, we install windshields that are made to a car manufacturer's original specifications. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next windshield installation. Get quality. Get Econoglass. Remodeling your bathroom? Econoglass can transform your home with our Lumax shower doors. Designed for strength and stability and typically installed in 1 day or less. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next shower doors. Get quality. Get Econoglass.
When storms happen, storm chasers from out of state immediately follow.
You've probably seen them running around town lately. My father has owned this company for over 20 years.
I've been local my whole life, and we're going to be here long after the storm is over.
Donahue Roofing offers an unprecedented lifetime warranty.
We're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. We'll work with your insurance company to make it easy on you.
When you need help, choose local.
And call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
When plumbing frequently clogs, it's a sign of bigger problems. Brown Plumbing has a better alternative that cleans pipes in less time with longer-lasting results. Jetting completely clears your pipes of old, hard-to-remove deposits and roots with highly pressurized water that safely breaks down buildup in your pipes. The jetting method is perfect for any residential or commercial job and is safer for your plumbing. Brown Plumbing, keeping our name out of your drain.
Not all replacement windshields are created equal. At Econoglass, we install windshields that are made to a car manufacturer's original specifications. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next windshield installation. Get quality. Get Econoglass. Remodeling your bathroom? Econoglass can transform your home with our Lumax shower doors. Designed for strength and stability and typically installed in 1 day or less. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next shower doors. Get quality. Get Econoglass.
And we are back inside Metro Park. Jay Cohn along with Mike Bazemore. And we're watching Outlaws owner Stephen Titus address the crowd here at halftime, talking about what a great season the Outlaws have been able to put together, even though at times it all right, let's listen in to Stephen Titus. I can kind of summarize. He's thanking the crowd. He's thanking the crowd, and we've got some special honors to give away to some of their sponsors. And, you know, Stephen Titus, Mike, he owns 2 teams in this league. He owns the Gillette Mustangs. He owns the Outlaws. His best scenario would be have Gillette and Billings playing each other in Champions Bowl 8. We'll see if that transpires. It didn't look like it was going to be a possibility, but it still is.
Yeah, that's a interesting situation when you have 2 teams
owned by the same
owner,
league.
equally competitive. I know the Outlaws, last time they played Gillette, the Outlaws came out on top, but it just seems like a bit of a gut-wrenching feeling when your teams play each other.
Does it? Yeah, I'm not sure. As a fan, if you want one owner owning 2 teams in the same league, does it pass the smell test? And I think in this league it does, because the league, it is what it is. You need to have some owners with some chutzpah, and he definitely has turned things around, considering the situation the Outlaws found themselves in midway through last season when really things were falling apart. Stephen Titus stepped up, and I think the fans, Outlaw fans, really owe him a debt of gratitude, because he stepped up and he didn't have to do that. They wanted him to take over the Billings team eventually, but he had to expedite that situation. So we'll give credit to Stephen Titus. All right, well, our announcer.
Per person. They have 2 minutes to eat as many as they can.
We're going to listen to the festivities on the field while we step aside here at halftime.
That's a bonus. How about you? Are you a fan of hot wings?
See what we have going on down there.
Yeah, I like them.
Okay. Seems a little apprehensive. What about you, sir?
I'm ready.
He's ready. Seems nervous. And you? Are you gonna win?
Probably not.
All right. Without further ado, we got 2 minutes. Tina, you ready on the timer? 3, 2, 1, go. And you have to eat them good. You can't just take one bite and throw the bone down. Maybe DJ, if you got some eating music. Powered down. Everybody's on 1 done over here, 1 done over here, 1 done here, 1 done here. Everybody's working on their second. I don't see any beads of sweat yet. I don't see any teardrops yet. The first one's easy. The first one's always easy, but then they get hotter and hotter. Where are we at on time, Tino? Almost 1 minute in. TDS Fiber powering down over here on the end. It looks pretty close at this point. 50 seconds left. Spicy. 40 seconds to go. You guys are powering down. You got to eat quicker than that if you want to win. 30-second mark. Oh, you guys are going to feel that in the morning. 20 seconds, 20 seconds. Come on, guys, power down. This is your chance to break ahead. You've now got 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put them down. Where are you at? We'll tally them up and see. Dex, what do you think here? We got 9. 9 completed. 8.
Are those hot wings? Oh, God.
We've got 7. So 8, 7, 7, and 9. 6. And the winner over here, Mr. TDS Fiber, sauce all over his face, winning the wing challenge with Dex Wings and Things. Man, they got great wings anytime. You don't have to get the hot ones. They got the best wings and pizza in town. Check them out on 2nd Avenue North or Order to Go. Check out their Facebook and social media channels as well. Good stuff. The guys are hitting the Baskin-Robbins ice cream now to cool it down a little bit.
All right, well, that was pretty cool. I'm glad it was them and not us, Mike.
Yeah, hot wings. I mean, they're great going down, but rough coming up.
Right. Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yes, absolutely.
And we're going to watch some of the festivities again. A halftime score of Billings 19, Sioux City 7. Let's take a look at the hula hoop race. We'll be back to bring you up to speed once the second half gets underway.
All right, guys, you ready for this?
Yes.
Yeah, how about you, man? You look fast.
Yes.
All right. And are you really good at this?
What?
Yep, I know it. And how about you, sir? Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Team A, Team B. You want to count them down? You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Team A taking the early lead. Oh, it's neck and neck. He's got it. Hula hooping is hard, isn't it? And they're off. Team B off, Team A quite right behind them. They'll stop on the 10-yard line and attempt to throw the football through the hoop. Oh, almost. All right, Team A's got it for the win. Congratulations, you guys did great as well. Nice job, buddy. Don't forget to get your Outlaws merchandise up in the merch booth. They got the little cowbells, big cowbells, tiny little bells. They've got T-shirts, hoodies, hats. Get them while they last, and get them while you can. Up in the merch booth, and make sure to check those out.
When storms happen, storm chasers from out of state immediately follow.
You've probably seen them running around town lately. My father has owned this company for over 20 years.
I've been local my whole life, and we're going to be here long after the storm is over.
Donahue Roofing offers an unprecedented lifetime warranty.
We're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. We'll work with your insurance company to make it easy on you.
When you need help, choose local.
And call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
Not all replacement windshields are created equal. At Econoglass, we install windshields that are made to a car manufacturer's original specifications. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next windshield installation. Get quality. Get Econoglass. Remodeling your bathroom? Econoglass can transform your home with our Lumax shower doors. Designed for strength and stability and typically installed in 1 day or less. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next shower doors. Get quality. Get Econoglass.
When plumbing frequently clogs, it's a sign of bigger problems. Brown Plumbing has a better alternative that cleans pipes in less time with longer-lasting results. Jetting completely clears your pipes of old, hard-to-remove deposits and roots with highly pressurized water that safely breaks down buildup in your pipes. The jetting method is perfect for any residential or commercial job and is safer for your plumbing. Brown Plumbing, keeping our name out of your drain.
Putting new roofing or siding on your home is not just about slapping on shingles. It's an engineered system. Hi, I'm Mitch Donahue, and this is my son Dylan.
We're proud to be local experienced contractors using the best materials around. We don't just meet code requirements, we exceed them.
Your new project is an investment. With Donahue Roofing and Siding, you can put your money into your home where it belongs.
Why not use the best? Call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
Get ready. It's Bazemore time. Oh, baby.
Welcome back inside the First Interstate Arena, Metro Park, TDS Fiber Field. Jay Cohn along with Mike Bazemore. It's halftime, and the Billings Outlaws lead the Sioux City Bandits 19-7. And the fans are getting into a little Neil Diamond here at halftime. And why not? Taking a look at the attendance figures, you know, the attendance in the league has not been great, Mike. But what are you going to do? You've got really no rivalries to speak of with Omaha traveling to Billings. I mean, you're building up some rivalry, but no regional rivalries yet. This kind of new CIF setup. So I think the fans, and they've seen, you know, owners come and go and teams take weird turns, and it's going to take a while to build up a fan base, but they definitely have something going here.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to take some consistency. You definitely got to keep winning. You know, Billings loves their football. They love good football, and so you got to make sure you keep bringing the goods to keep those fans coming back.
19-7 our score at halftime. Mike Bazemore is bringing back a lot of good memories for you playing in the Outlaws.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I didn't know what to expect coming from Philadelphia to Billings, Montana. I have never even heard of it, but I mean, you meet a lot of great people in the city itself, and you have a chance to play with some great teammates, and just the memories you produce on the field, and so just the camaraderie from all the fans and your teammates, right here, the amount of success we had, it was a special time.
And now you're back at athletic director at Montana State University Billings. Probably never thought that was going to happen when you arrived in Billings, and someday thought, well, you always wanted to be an athletic director, and just things worked out for you here. After kind of a twist and turn, you got to work for the NCAA for a time, and just tell our viewers how this all transpired.
Yeah, it's interesting. The road less traveled, right? When I came to Billings, I was just kind of trying to prolong my playing career, and you know, toward the end of my career, I thought I can do some things behind the scenes of administration. And, I wanted to be an athletic director. I didn't think I would have the chance in Billings, but you know, lo and behold, the way the cards kind of fell my way, fortunate enough to have an opportunity to come back, and I jumped at the chance.
It's a huge responsibility. Do you like the job?
Yeah, definitely. It has its challenges, as any position that you hold, but no, I enjoy, you know, that's kind of the interesting thing is, you know, the most taxing parts of the job and solving problems, they give me the most benefit, the most joy, so it keeps me coming back, keeps me engaged. But yeah, definitely still enjoying it.
Absolutely. We're happy that you landed on your feet here, and you're contributing back to our community, and really happy that you were able to join us for the broadcast here tonight. I know you were set to do a game earlier and it didn't work out, so I'm glad you were able to pinch hit as the Outlaws get back to the playoffs. First time there's been a playoff game here inside Metra since 2010, and then the famous Father's Day tornado changed things up quite a bit. Let's talk a little bit about the first half here. We were talking, these teams had not met each other before this game, and what we're seeing right now is the Outlaws have a little bit more momentum, and their play calling has been,
We've been notified
they know what they want to do. Yeah,
breaks
they've
the huddle, that's about the
been able
last
to
we can
pass
make
it over
noise.
the middle, and they've called a
You
few
can't make noise.
passes out of the
So pay
backfield that have
attention,
turned out to
even
be
though
there,
they're breaking
but their defense has played
huddle
well
out
too.
there. You
Yeah,
can
definitely. I mean,
still
you want to stick
make the noise.
with what works,
Yes, indeed.
sprinkle in some things that you definitely have been scripting all week. But yeah, you can see that the Outlaws are the more disciplined team, the team that has had some success recently, and so they're in rhythm. Whereas Sioux City is still trying to dig themselves out of the hole that they've created over the past several weeks. And they're still a dangerous team. They have a capable quarterback that can sling it. Bruno is a great receiver, and so you got to be careful.
Yeah, and the game still has another half to go. Let's not get ahead of ourselves
40
at all.
seconds left in the first
When I
half.
talked to Nike Gooden before the game, he said, this is a full
have
deal.
Dylan
It doesn't matter
Donahue
what
on
the
the
score is at
field.
halftime. We're
Dylan
sticking
Donahue,
together.
wave to your
And
crowd
we might
over
be
here.
down one play, but
Donahue,
it's
Donahue,
next play.
Donahue.
And they're going to play to the
That's my
final
man.
gun sounds, no matter what the score is. But we're looking down on the field, and fans are really giving them a lot of encouragement right now as we look towards the second half, and we'll see if maybe the Bandits will come out with a little different look. But I expected that Prohaska might be running the ball a little more than we've seen. I have not seen that happen. But this Wilson, the quarterback, he can run it and can sling it, as you mentioned.
Yeah, definitely. The Bandits, they are a team that will run the ball more than the Outlaws, at least according to the stats. But it seems as though they got down early, so they wanted to try to keep it within a strikeable distance. And, they get the ball coming out of half. And so, even given the three-point conversion that you can try for, you never can be too relaxed in the indoor game, especially with these rules.
Scoring plays in the first half. The Outlaws scored on a pass play to Chris Lewis to begin the scoring. Denarius Antoine ran one in from the 1 yard line. And Caleb Woods had a great touchdown catch in the corner of the end zone. That accounts for the 19 points. The Outlaws missed their extra point after Anton's run and then went for a three-point conversion that came up for naught. As for Sioux City, it was Frederick Bruno had got into the end zone, and the score was tied 7-7 early on, but two missed field goals by Sioux City has kept them at that 7-point margin. So 19-7, 12-point margin rather, but it's a 7-point total. Our halftime score. And Billy Perry is getting set to kick off here for the Outlaws. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going here in the second half. Billy Perry, the new kicker out of Greenville College, Illinois, in his 40s. He's not your typical indoor football player. If he walked in, you'd think he was going to be an usher here or something.
Yeah, definitely the kickers sometimes are a bit unassuming, but they got some skills too.
Frederick Bruno back deep for the Bandits, along with Lenwood Joyner. And Perry puts his foot into the ball, takes a wild bounce, and goes into the stands right at the 6 yard line, and that's where they're going to put that in play because it landed in a lot of. That's why this kicking game is so important.
The ball was kicked on the ground, rebounded out of bounds. By rule, be placed where it went out of bounds at the 6 yard line. First down, Sioux City.
We've seen in just the games I've done here in Billings, all kinds of weird things happen on the kickoff. We've seen a rouge. We've seen the kickoff and it goes out of bounds where they get it right at the 25 yard line if the ball doesn't hit in bounds. And the squib kicks are so dangerous because you never know where that oblong ball is going to go. It just has a mind of its own.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But great job by the Outlaws on that kick.
All right, first play of the second half. Wilson gives it to Prohaska. I thought he'd get a few more chances to run. Antoine had a shot at him. We have a player down for Sioux City, Drew Prohaska, the running back there out of Briarcliff University, 5'8", 190.
Officials timeout.
We've got a timeout. We've got a player down. He's big number 75, Daniel Small, 6'5", 320. He didn't see what happened, but he's up under his own power. Good for him. There's the replay right there.
Prohaska is a tough runner. You can see after the first contact, he doesn't go down. So he's a tough runner.
That's really what separates the good running backs and the great running backs. Guys that can take a hit and keep their balance. They don't go down after the first hit, maybe not even after the second hit. All right, so a gain of only a yard on the play brings up 2nd and 9. Just underway here in the second half. Taslim Wilson across the middle. He has Bruno, his favorite receiver, right to the midfield stripe where the tackle is made by Damian Francis, and he looks like he is hurt. He runs, got something going on with one of his, perhaps his wrist. He's going to have it checked out. But it brings up that catch by Bruno across the middle. Brings up a first down right at the midfield stripe.
Yeah, definitely attacking the weak part of the cover 2 zone and able to find success.
Oh, Denarius Antoine had a chance to pick that ball off. It was intended for Prohaska, and Antoine had a hand on it. That would have been a pick 6. Let's watch it on the replay if we can.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Bruno had a pretty lazy route and gave a chance for Antoine to break on the ball.
So that incomplete pass will bring up 2nd and 10. See on the scoreboard, Billings enjoying a 19-7 lead. We're just underway here in the second half. The Bandits trying to get fired up and get that momentum. To give to Prohaska. He runs right into Antoine, and there's a penalty flag flies. You could see the power in those legs by Prohaska, and Antoine was up to the task. And the initial call looks like it's against the Outlaws. We'll see as referee Aaron Clonch will give us the skinny right here.
2 penalties on the play. Holding, number 75 on the offense. Illegal defense, number 72 on Billings lined up outside of the end. Those penalties will offset and will replay 2nd down.
Well explained.
Yes, yes. Which is always tough as a defensive lineman, is you're trying to create space, but at the same time you have your rules that you have to, be in a certain position, your alignment. So the game is an offensive game, as a defensive player, I always kind of didn't like that, but you got to live and play by the rules.
All right. Let's see on 2nd and 10 what the Bandits have up their sleeve. Across the middle, nearly picked off that time by Kendall Jefferson. Again, the ball intended for Bruno. Jefferson waiting for it back there, went right through his hands.
Yeah, and Taslim is getting into a bad habit. He's trying to force it. He's staring down his receiver as opposed to taking what the defense is giving to him.
I take it back. Jefferson came from the side and kind of had it just for a second. Made a nice play on the ball. So that brings up 3rd and 10. Wilson. Brandon Shepard, the wide receiver, here to the near side, while Prohaska goes to the far side. And now the receivers go in motion. Wilson backs up, gets the snap, gets away from the initial rush. Antoine misses the tackle, and he's still on his feet. Boy, this Wilson is a tough hombre to bring down. 5-yard gain in all that play. We mentioned how Wilson has got the size. 6'4", 230. All kinds of Outlaws just trying to get a piece of him. Good job. He got 6 yards on the play, so it's 4th down, 4th and 4. Ball at the 19-yard line. Need to get to the 15. Receivers head on motion, and Wilson finds his man. That's Drew Prohaska again, down across the yard to gain. So it's a 1st down right to the 12-yard line, and that'll bring up red zone opportunity here for the Bandits.
Yeah, definitely a staple play when you go empty set, go 2x2, and just hit them with the curls underneath.
You can see from up here exactly what the Bandits are doing. Let's see if the Outlaws can counter. The give is to Bruno around the corner on the motion. He's hit into the boards right at the 10-yard line, maybe at the 11. Tackle there by Jefferson. That'll bring up second down. Watch the handoff to Bruno as he goes around the corner, and here comes Jefferson. Nice tackle right into the boards. Not much running room. Let's see if they can get Drew Prohaska, the running back, more involved. That seems to be part of their mojo here to start this second half. Lenwood Joyner goes up on the line. Wilson calls for the snap. Drops back. In and out of the hands. Brandon Shepard, he'd like to have that back.
Yeah, I would like to say that's about their third or fourth drop on the night. So when you look back at this film, that's going to be the theme of the game is missed opportunities.
Here it is right there, right through the hands of Shepard. Devontae Brown was behind him. So that brings up third down. 3rd and 11. Prohaska now splits out to that far side. Let's see what Wilson can conjure up here for the Bandits offense. Across the middle, intended and received a touchdown. Nice job. That is Joyner as he got loose just across the middle. The defense was there, but not until Joyner was able to haul it in. Let's watch the replay here as Lenwood Joyner out of St. Augustine University. He's a little guy, 5'6", 145. That means it's tough to find him.
Yeah, great route by Joyner. Bit of a stutter to freeze the defender, get by behind him, and a great ball placement by Tasley.
All right, 19-13. Here's Brandon Stewart, the kicker, to try the extra point. He's good on one extra point. He's missed a couple of field goals wide right. This would bring the Bandits within 5 points. Snap is down. He missed it wide right again, and good pressure that time by Ellis Parr out of Minot State. Ellis Parr, the defensive lineman, I think got to tip that attempted extra
Timeout.
point. There's
media. First of the half.
Wilson giving it a little fist pump as Joyner hauls in that touchdown. Brings the Bandits within 6. It's 19-13 in the third quarter. We'll be right back.
Putting new roofing or siding on your home is not just about slapping on shingles. It's an engineered system. Hi, I'm Mitch Donahue, and this is my son Dylan.
We're proud to be local experienced contractors using the best materials around. We don't just meet code requirements, we exceed them.
Your new project is an investment. With Donahue Roofing and Siding, you can put your money into your home where it belongs.
Why not use the best? Call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
When plumbing frequently clogs, it's a sign of bigger problems. Brown Plumbing has a better alternative that cleans pipes in less time with longer-lasting results. Jetting completely clears your pipes of old, hard-to-remove deposits and roots with highly pressurized water that safely breaks down buildup in your pipes. The jetting method is perfect for any residential or commercial job and is safer for your plumbing. Brown Plumbing, keeping our name out of your drain.
We are back. Jay Cohn, Mike Bazemore, and we have a new ball game as Sioux City takes the opening kick of the second half and marches right down and scores. They missed the extra point, but they're within 6, Mike, and it looked like just what the doctor ordered for the Bandits.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you want coming out of halftime, is to put some points on the board. You can see they're still trying to find their kicking game, but given the way that the point conversions stack out, I mean, you're always within the game, with those 2- and 3-point conversions.
Well, we'll see. The Outlaws have yet to touch the ball offensively here in the second half. They had a couple opportunities there in those drives with a near interception by Denarius Antoine, and then Shepard had a ball go right through his hands, but the Outlaws were not able to get a handle on it. And eventually it was Wilson to Lenwood Joyner for the score. The extra point was no good. Here's the kickoff. bounces off of Josh Best and touches the board, so that's a break for Sioux City. That'll mean the Outlaws will put it in play right inside their own 5-yard line.
Ruling on the field is that the ball was kicked and hit the side wall. By rule, to be placed on the 5-yard line. First down, Billings.
Well, they say it may have hit the wall before Josh Best was able to collar it, so it's at the 5-yard line. In any event, it's not the greatest field position. We'll see if the Outlaws can answer the call offensively.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Coach King is going to come out and empty set, probably go hitches here across the board. Give yourself some space.
If you're just joining us, quarterback Lorenz Stefan out of Scottsdale College, the signal caller for your Billings Outlaws. Started his season in Topeka after 3 games, left that team, and in a couple games came to Billings. Here's a quick pass right to Chris Lewis. That opened things up immediately, Mike.
Yeah, definitely. Fake pitch, come back with the screen on the short side of the field. Great success. Those defensive backs don't like those big linemen coming at them, and so.
Here's that replay. Fake pitch over to Lewis, and he gets a block. Nice block that time by Joshua Frazier. And that's enough for a first down. So it's first down for the Outlaws. The ball's at the 17. Let's see what Stefan has this time. He's going deep, and he overthrows everybody. Oh, almost intercepted. Great. Dwayne Autry really looked like the ball was over his head. He made up some ground quickly.
Yeah, not a fan of that call. Not a fan of that call right there, as it seems as though Sioux City had a pretty good defense to combat that call, and it seemed like Stefan tried to force it a little bit too much there.
Intended for Khalib Woods, but Autry had defensive position all the way. The Outlaws were fortunate that was not intercepted. So it brings up a 2nd and 10 as the clock ticks down here in the 3rd quarter to 6:10 to go. Stefan going to try to run it. Now he's going to throw it and overthrows everyone. Had Josh Best crossing the field right at the 5-yard line. But Stefan had a chance to run, and he decided, I'm going to throw it.
Yeah, a bit of an improvisation. I mean, you have to have the structure of the play, but then, when things break down up front, you got to improvise and try to make things happen.
So big 3rd down coming up here. 3rd and 10. Ball needs to get across midfield down to the 23-yard line for the Outlaws to keep control. Those deep patterns, other than one early, have not been open. So give credit to the Bandits and their defense for shoring up those deep patterns for the Outlaws. Here's Stefan again, getting some pressure. All alone. Oh, but it was thrown to the opposite side. That time, Stefan had a man, Chris Lewis, but he went left. The ball went right. Not sure, maybe got tipped, but Lewis comes back with his hands on his helmet. So this will, got a player shaken up here for Sioux City. Dayton Emery, the defensive lineman. It's like a shoulder problem as he, that does not feel good when you go off the field like that, Mike, with one of those hands hanging down like that.
Yeah, it seems like maybe a dislocated shoulder. He may have to hop back in place, but we'll see.
We'll see. All right, 4th down. Outlaws have been stymied here in the 3rd quarter. They had a first down, but now 3 plays have gone for naught. Stefan looking over the middle, intended for Bust. He's calling for a pass interference call, but there is no flag.
Great man coverage by the Bandits right there.
That was, might have been Chris Lewis. I thought it was Best, but it looks like it was Chris Lewis. And you could see that Xavier Spann had his hands all over him early, but no call. So that means Sioux City will take over on downs at the Outlaws' 17-yard line. They trail by 6.
Yeah,
this could be a game changer.
Yeah, good field.
Timeout. Media. It's the 2nd media timeout of the quarter.
All right, with that media timeout, we're going to take a break. Or we're going to go with the cheerleaders, all right?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that call with Coach King. Feel like you could have tried a field goal and then put them deep. You know, play the field game, but we'll see if we get a stop here.
So Sean King took over the head coaching job of, he's still listed as the interim head coach of the Outlaws, but that came right after the Gillette game, which was like the third game of the season. After the, it was the fourth game of the season after the Outlaws had lost their second game. They were 2-2 at the time. So Kerry Lachlan was shown the door, and Sean King brought in. He used to be coaching with the Quad City Steamrollers. We mentioned he played at Wayne State, as did Irv Strobian, the head coach of the Sioux City Bandits. So we've got former teammates matching wits on the head coaching positions here in this game. Kind of an interesting sidelight for you. Great job by the cheerleaders, the Lady Outlaws, fan favorites as always. So the clock has 3:50 left here in the third period. You'd have to say Sioux City has the momentum, Mike.
Yeah, definitely in rhythm. I think the Outlaws definitely have to get a stop right here, as they don't want to find themselves behind and pressing and trying to, you know, do things out of their character with this game.
You could see Sioux City had a sense of urgency when they came out in the first part of the third quarter, and that urgency is about to hit the Outlaws. 1st and 10, the Bandits have it, trying to see if they can tie this game and maybe take the lead. Wilson gives it to Prohaska up the middle. Antoine had a shot at him, missed the tackle, but he gets up to the 15, Prohaska does, for a gain of about 3.
Yeah, definitely good adjustment by Coach Strobin. You know, played to his strengths. You know, solid runs, and you know, try to get some intermediate passes in there as well.
As we mentioned, Drew Prohaska, the running back, they've gone to him a couple of times in the passing game and the running game here in the third quarter after he was very quiet in the first half. That's kind of been one of their differences. Here goes Bruno in motion, and here goes Wilson. Up, over, and in and out of the hands of Fred Bruno in the corner. In there defensively, Jamario Benson, along with Devontae Brown.
Yeah, during this game, you can see when Taslim tries to improvise, he kind of gets ahead of himself. I think when he's disciplined and follows the script of the play, he's had some success. And so they should just stick with the things that are working.
Sioux City had 2 receivers in the same area. You had Braden Mintz short and Bruno deep, and it was thrown just out of the outstretched hands of Frederick Bruno. Here's a big third down. Wilson drops back, throws across the middle. Oh, and a big collision right at the 3-yard line. Ball intended for number 14, Brandon Shepard, but he could not collar it. What a defensive hit that time. We'll see it on the replay coming up.
Illegal defense. Number 72 on Billings lined up outside of the guard. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay, third down.
Well, big break there for Sioux City. Here's that big hit. Watch this. Wham! That was Jefferson again, out of Rocky Mountain College.
Great break on the ball. Great break on the ball there. Unfortunately, had a penalty on the defensive line, and so hopefully it does not come back to haunt him.
Third down, 3rd and 3. Ball's at the 10-yard line. They need to get to the 7. Here goes Wilson on the run. He's up over the 1-yard line, just short of the goal line, and the Outlaws come out with the ball, but they're going to say it's down. Jefferson had the ball at the end of the play, but not before they blew the whistle. Wilson got right down to the 1-yard line, and that's where they put the ball in play. So the last time Sioux City was down here, they had 2 false starts. It cost them dearly. Let's see if they can put it together and punch this in.
I'm thinking Prohaska, give him the ball, let him drive it in for you, and go underneath, and Prohaska.
And he's set up right now.
Yep.
In the backfield, out of the I formation. Here's the give to Prohaska right at the goal line. His second effort gets him in, just as you predicted, Mike. Well, that was a good effort by Drew Prohaska, hit right away, but his second effort got him into pay dirt. And with 57 seconds, just under a minute to go, and the clock is running in the third quarter, the Sioux City Bandits have tied the game at 19 apiece, and now we'll try an extra point to see if they can take the lead.
Yes, great effort by Prohaska. We said it earlier, he's going to keep his feet moving. You have to put him down and keep him down. Don't give him a chance to get a second effort because he finds success. He's a tough running back.
All right, they're going to go for 3 points here. They're going to put the ball at the 5-yard line. Sioux City has tried the three-point play a lot. They're 23 out of 50 in the season. So Prohaska in the backfield. Mainz split out with Bruno. Now Bruno goes in motion. Wilson gets the snap. He's going to run it. Throws across the middle. Incomplete. Nice defense there. Damian Francis. Looked like the ball was intended again for Bruno.
Big stop by the Outlaws defense. Way to bounce back after giving up a touchdown, but we got ourselves a ball game here Monday night.
Yes, we do. Here's the replay on that three-point attempt. Oh, it was intended for a Prohaska, right? And it was Damian Francis out of Texas Wesleyan, Johnny on the spot. So it's tied up with 5 seconds to go in the third quarter. And the Outlaws have been held scoreless here in the third quarter. They've only had the ball for 2 series of downs. And we're stymied by some long, incomplete passes.
Yeah, I feel like Coach King should go back to his bread and butter. Split formation. Try to attack the middle of the defense, be it the curls or hitches, and, force the Bandits to come up, and then as we haven't seen yet, try to sneak one over the top with that strategy.
I'll tell you what, from the first couple games I watched here, the Outlaws, their offense looks nothing like it looked earlier. They were slinging it deep the whole time. This is a much more controlled offense that Sean King has employed. Well, it's the two Joshes, Josh Batiste, Josh Best, back deep for the Outlaws. Braden Mainz will kick it. Ball takes a couple of weird bounces, and it's Batiste at the 10-yard line. The 15 still on his feet across the 20, up around to the 22-yard line. Good return by Josh Batiste, leading rusher for the Outlaws.
That's the end of the third quarter.
I feel like Coach King should get Batiste involved more here in this quarter. I feel like he needs more touches.
We're going to take a break. It's all tied up as we enter the fourth quarter here at Metro Park. It's 19-all between Sioux City and Billings. We'll be right back.
When plumbing frequently clogs, it's a sign of bigger problems. Brown Plumbing has a better alternative that cleans pipes in less time with longer-lasting results. Jetting completely clears your pipes of old, hard-to-remove deposits and roots with highly pressurized water that safely breaks down buildup in your pipes. The jetting method is perfect for any residential or commercial job and is safer for your plumbing. Brown Plumbing, keeping our name out of your drain.
Not all replacement windshields are created equal. At Econoglass, we install windshields that are made to a car manufacturer's original specifications. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next windshield installation. Get quality. Get Econoglass. Remodeling your bathroom? Econoglass can transform your home with our Lumax shower doors. Designed for strength and stability and typically installed in 1 day or less. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next shower doors. Get quality. Get Econoglass.
Putting new roofing or siding on your home is not just about slapping on shingles. It's an engineered system. Hi, I'm Mitch Donahue, and this is my son Dylan.
We're proud to be local experienced contractors using the best materials around. We don't just meet code requirements, we exceed them.
Your new project is an investment. With Donahue Roofing and Siding, you can put your money into your home where it belongs.
Why not use the best? Call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
Welcome back. Play underway. The Outlaws get it to Josh Best, who breaks into the open at the 20 and gets it in, at least down to a first down. Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't Josh Best. That was Khalib Woods again, 18, and that was a nice play. We'll watch it on the replay as we were just coming back from break when the Outlaws open the fourth quarter. So you can see by the scoreboard we're all tied. We're the whole crowd anticipating a whale of a fourth quarter, Mike, as both teams have really battled to a standoff right now.
Yeah, definitely. This is playoff football. I mean, that was a great screen pass. I feel like Coach King, he's finding success with those screen passes as well.
Stefan sends his receivers. Fake pitch. Now Stefan's going to run it across the 10. He's open at the 5. Can he get in? Oh, he was hammered at the 2-yard line. What a hit there by Irish Isaiah McDaniels, number 21. We'll watch that again, I hope.
That was a big hit.
Yeah, that was
Gets
big.
me goosebumps. I like that kind of football.
Here, watch it again. Stefan had eyes for the goal line, and here comes McDaniels. Wham!
Oh, that was number 6.
And he got some help from Dwayne Autry. It was Dwayne Autry that really laid the wood to him right there.
Yeah, big hit.
Lorenz gets up, says no problem. The Outlaws have the ball right at the 1-yard line. Denarius Antoine in the backfield. Will they give it to him? They will. He's going to be stopped. His second effort, and his helmet comes off. Right now, they might want to eat up a little clock here, but you know, you get down by the goal line. We saw what happened to Sioux City. A couple missteps, false starts, and all of a sudden it's not at the 1-yard line anymore. So Denarius Antoine was the selected running back there. I thought he was going to get it on second effort. A good job for the front, for the Bandits. Claude Davis in there.
Yeah, great effort by the Bandits front line, and they're holding strong.
Akil Beard, the middle linebacker, also in on that stop. Antoine still on the hip of Lorenz Stefan. He sends his receivers to go. He's going to give it to Denarius. He's not going to be denied this time. Right behind the block of Ken Williams. And that's a touchdown for the Billings Outlaws, and they regain the lead. That was more of the plays you were expecting Sean King to be calling, to get him down there, those little screen passes. Not so much the long passes that stymied him in the third quarter.
Yeah, definitely. Coach King seems to be in favor of the more controlled play calling and zone reads and screens, curls, hitches, and yeah, he's not one that's going to try to beat you deep. At least he hasn't shown that tonight.
All right, here's kicker Billy Perry. Can he split the uprights? These extra points are so huge. It's a 6-point lead right now. Snap is down. Hold is good. Oh, and he pushes it wide right as it hits the flag right to the right of the upright. So the extra point is no good. On the extra points, Billings is now 11 for 24 on the season. So it's not as easy as it looks. Let me just put it that way. With only 10 yards wide, these uprights, it's a very, very tight. There's no room for error. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, we got to check that spot there because I feel like both teams have missed it.
Not all replacement windshields are created equal. At Econoglass, we install windshields that are made to a car manufacturer's original specifications. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next windshield installation. Get quality. Get Econoglass. Remodeling your bathroom? Econoglass can transform your home with our Lumax shower doors. Designed for strength and stability and typically installed in 1 day or less. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next shower doors. Get quality. Get Econoglass.
By Denarius Antoine, and with 11:51 to go, the Outlaws looking to come up with another defensive stop and asking for Billy Perry to give him a good kickoff here. Back deep is Bruno and Joyner. We've had some big hits in this second half already. None bigger than the one that Lorenz Stefan took at the 1-yard line by Dwayne Autry. That denied him the touchdown, but Antoine got it in 2 plays later. So Billy Perry is going to kick this off from the goal line. And that'll put the clock in motion with 11:50 to go. Here's the kick. Bruno gets it at the 5, out to the 15. He's loose. Along the boards, he's still ahead. And down, he finally gets stopped there. Jefferson again, the kid from Rocky Mountain College, really having a good game. But Bruno gets it all the way down to the 16-yard line. Great field position for the Bandits.
You can see Perry had a bit of a frustration moment and snatched his helmet off as he definitely had a bit of a missed kick, and you never want to kick it directly to the returner. Yes.
Right.
You got to give your coverage team time to get down there. So you want at least one bounce.
Well, we've been talking about the importance of the kicking game, and Exhibit A is this game right here with the missed field goals by Sioux City and the missed extra points by both teams. And then those, here's the handoff to Prohaska, collared in the backfield by Jude Sampson from the Outlaws. He got the ball, or got Prohaska just the second after Prohaska got the handoff.
Great stop. Great stop by Sampson.
Here's another look at it. Wham!
Yes.
Almost got him in the helmet.
Great stop. Came unblocked. Seemed like maybe a misread on Taslim's part, but great stop nonetheless.
All right, Wilson looking deep. Little fake move, and he's going to be sacked. The ball is loose. Oh, they say the ball is down. Ellis Parr with the sack of Wilson, shaken up at the 25-yard line. I guess the ball came loose as a result of hitting the turf. But I've seen those called a fumble before.
Yeah, great pressure by Parr. He's working hard and able to get a sack. I believe first sack of the night. So
that was a good call. You could see he did not lose control of the ball. Only when it hit the turf did it lose. Okay, so it's third down. And the ball is backed up now to the 25-yard line, but that just gives the Bandits more room to operate. We'll see if they can take advantage. The Outlaws would love to have a defensive stop. Wilson sends his players in motion, throws over the middle, and it's intended over there for Mainz, but it's overthrown, went into the refreshment area. Braden Mainz was who that ball was intended for, and he didn't miss by much.
No, bit of a missed throw there by Tasman, but I would say that was a great route, a post corner, and he had the defender turned around, and so yeah, Tasman's going to kick himself with all the misses this game.
Yeah, Braden Mainz is a big boy, 6'1", 235 out of Simpson College in Iowa. I was talking to him before the game. He was raring to go. All right, here it is, fourth down. Wilson back to pass, gets some pressure, throws it deep. It's intercepted by Damian Francis, who's tackled by Prohaska, and a penalty flag flies. That'll probably be against Sioux City. Let's look, but a great defensive play, kind of anticipated it.
Yeah, that was a bit of a force by Tasman. I'm not sure what he was looking at exactly.
And here it is on the replay as Francis gets it. There's some extracurricular after the play. Let's see what they're going to sort out here in a little handshake. Damian Francis out of Texas Wesleyan, 6'2", 205. Did we mention he is Denarius Antoine's brother? First time they've played together on the same team. And I know they both were looking forward to having that opportunity this year. So they're backing this up. They're talking to both head coaches. We're going to keep it right here while they sort out the penalty. There could be penalties. Will the interception stand? Here's the call.
The ruling on the field is an interception by Billings. During the return, block in the back, number 72 on Billings. That penalty is enforced half the distance to the goal. After the play, personal foul, number 10 on Sioux City. That penalty will be enforced from the end of the last penalty. First down, Billings.
All right. The referee, Aaron Clunch, sorting things out. And after all was said and done, it's going to be Outlaws ball at their own 23.5-yard line.
Yeah, that was a handful to sort out there. Good job by the official.
There was a block in the back. It was an interception and a personal foul all wrapped up in one. Bottom line, Outlaws come up with the stop, and with 8:40 to go, have their hands back on the football, looking to come up with another score. And here's the give up the middle to Denarius Antoine. Loose at the 20 and down to the 15. Denarius showing his versatility, no doubt about it.
Yeah, ball control by Coach King. Definitely want to limit the amount of time that Sioux City has with their offense and play to his strengths.
That's a totally new concept in the CIF, Mike. Ball control.
Yeah.
It's, we're used to these games where it's 62 to 55, stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. And I believe both teams came in averaging about 40-plus points. So, yeah, I was expecting more points here, but you only need one more point more than the offense to win. More than the other team to win.
Antoine gets the handoff again, breaks the tackle, still on his feet. This is what the doctor ordered. Keep the ball away from Sioux City and eat up that clock as it runs now. Still plenty of time, 7:35 left as it runs down. Of course, in the CIF, the clock just runs until a minute to go at the end of the half. You can call timeouts, but if anything, the clock just seems to get away from people. Also, you look up, it's like, wow, only 7 minutes and 15 seconds to go as it's running all the time. Antoine still in the backfield, brings up a 2nd and 8. They have the ball at the 14-yard line, maybe at the 13. Stefan looking, throwing, finds Khalib Woods. It's complete. Woods has had a nice game tonight for Billings.
Yeah, definitely. I believe he's one of the go-tos right now for Stefan, and he's definitely showing why.
Just in the last 3 weeks, the Outlaws have added a number of receivers. As we saw a number of receivers come and filter through. Tyrone Laughinghouse was here for a while. He left. Some injuries have taken. But now we have Chris Lewis coming to the forefront, and Khalib Woods, one of the new additions. Also along with Isaiah Grice, who hasn't seen much action in this game. Oh, little mix-up in the backfield. Stefan looking at, when he tried to improvise, looked like Antoine was on the wrong side of the handoff, so Stefan decided to improvise and threw it just to the wrong side of Josh Best, who was open in the end zone for a second.
Yeah, broken play. You got to be a smart quarterback there. Just eat it or throw it out of bounds. Don't try to force it, as that's when mistakes happen. And, it's still a one-possession game, so you don't want to get too ahead of yourself.
Clock is running inside of 6 minutes now. It's 4th down for the Outlaws. The ball at the 7. Needs to get to the 5. It's a long 3. Oh, we've got penalty. Stoppage of time.
Prior to the snap, timeout, Sioux City. They're first to the half.
That timeout. So
this will also be media timeout.
So we're going to take a break. Sioux City didn't like what they saw. They take a break. And with the score, Billings 25, Sioux City 19, 5:44 left. We'll be right back.
Not all replacement windshields are created equal. At Econoglass, we install windshields that are made to a car manufacturer's original specifications. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next windshield installation. Get quality. Get Econoglass. Remodeling your bathroom? Econoglass can transform your home with our Lumax shower doors. Designed for strength and stability and typically installed in 1 day or less. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next shower doors. Get quality. Get Econoglass.
When storms happen, storm chasers from out of state immediately follow.
You've probably seen them running around town lately. My father has owned this company for over 20 years.
I've been local my whole life, and we're going to be here long after the storm is over.
Donahue Roofing offers an unprecedented lifetime warranty.
We're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. We'll work with your insurance company to make it easy on you.
When you need help, choose local.
And call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
Brown Plumbing and Heating is expanding to a full-service plumbing company. Brown Plumbing has been serving the Billings area since 1985, doing new construction and remodels. In addition to those services, we'll now be specializing in drain cleaning, repairs, and replacement. From water heaters to water softeners, Brown can do it all. For a free in-home estimate, call Brown Plumbing and Heating today.
We are back. It's down to crunch time, 5:44 to go. You see the First Interstate Bank Interstate Arena clock tells the story. Billings 25, Sioux City 19. And the ball is at the 18-yard line, needs to get to the 15. It's a 4th down and 3. Denarius Antoine sets up shop next to Lorenz Steffen. And we have an offsides. Number 10 for Sioux City just jumped across. Braden Meintz. Oh, that's Zach Schluger, I'm sorry, 18. What's the call?
Offsides.
Offsides against
Number 18
the
on
defense.
Sioux
That was
City.
huge.
Penalties enforced half the distance. Results in a first down.
Huge mistake by the Bandits. That was a gift. That was a gift.
Yeah. I thought it was Meintz. It's actually Schluger, Zach Schluger, 18. He's the middle linebacker, was split out. 18 looks a lot like 10. These numbers are hard to decipher, but that is exactly what the Outlaws needed there. The offsides gives them the first down and sets them up inside the 5-yard line. Denarius Antoine again in the backfield. He's going to get the ball, gets loose, crosses the 5. They just want to eat up a lot of clock here. This is exactly what the doctor ordered, but that clock is not the friends of the Sioux City Bandits. Almost might want to look at this play and maybe just let him score. Maybe not. You hate to do that. We've seen that happen in some of the other leagues. They'll just let him score and just conserve that time.
Yeah.
But another touchdown here would pretty much sew things away for the Outlaws. Let's see what they have. Again, Denarius Antoine in the backfield. Sets up to the right of Lorenz this time. Steffen sends his receivers looking over the middle. And it's caught! Khalib Woods, touchdown, Billings Outlaws!
That was a strike by Steffen. Strike by Steffen. That was
Just
a really good pass.
In the nick of time, too, Mike. He was running out of time, and Khalib Woods is a big target. Big as in tall and lanky and long hands. His wingspan is huge. Here's the replay. Look at it again. You can see.
Right there,
Tackle
found a
made
soft
by
spot in defense.
Isaiah McDaniels was a little late. Had to come around. Okay, here's Billy Perry now. It's 31-19. Billings up by 12 points. The snap, hold is good, and the kick is good. It's a 13-point lead for the Billings Outlaws with 4:30 to go. That has the fans here at the Billings Metro breathing a little easier. So
yeah, you gotta be careful.
Just snuck it in the inside of that upright too.
Yeah, Taslim and the Bandits, I mean, they are not shy, and they will definitely air it out. So it's kind of like that wounded animal that's in the corner.
Right.
It's going to try its best to fight its way back. So you can't take a down off.
We'll take a break.
Not all replacement windshields are created equal. At Econoglass, we install windshields that are made to a car manufacturer's original specifications. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next windshield installation. Get quality. Get Econoglass. Remodeling your bathroom? Econoglass can transform your home with our Lumax shower doors. Designed for strength and stability and typically installed in 1 day or less. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next shower doors. Get quality. Get Econoglass.
It was Steffen. He was their quarterback. He was just swinging it all over the place. They couldn't stop us, but all right, we're back live. Jay Cohn along with Mike Bazemore. Hope you're enjoying the stream tonight, folks. 32-19. Billings has the lead. There's 4 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the game. So after the Outlaws saw their lead disappear, the Bandits tied up at 19 at the end of the third quarter. Billings has scored 2 consecutive, and there's a good kick by Perry. Takes a couple of weird bounces. And Xavier Spann on his feet. Some late action. But the Bandits will put the ball in play right around midfield. Over the midfield stripe. So they had the momentum in the third quarter, Mike. The Outlaws have snatched it back. The clock is running right now. 4:15 to go. I wonder if they have the 2-minute drill, because this is like the 4-minute drill in the CIF is equal to the 2-minute drill in the other leagues.
Yeah, definitely. They don't have the luxury of time, so they're going to have to strike and strike fast. So expect them to air it out and play it to their strengths and go to Bruno.
All right. Wilson back deep, across the middle. It's Prohaska. He has it inside the Outlaws 20. The clock continues to run. They're going to give him 5 yards, but that might set up another play down the road. And now they're getting right up there, wasting no time. The clock now down to 3:35 left. Here's a quick pass to Prohaska down to the 15. And Jefferson stops his momentum at about the 11. Now you watch those receivers go in motion. They're not supposed to cross the line of scrimmage before the snap. That time, that was a good yard. One of the receivers for the Bandits was way across the line. I was expecting the flag perhaps, but it didn't come. All right, here's Wilson again, throwing across the middle. Oh, and it went right through Mainz's hands, right by Bruno, and nearly picked off. And Karam's over the end boards, and it goes for naught. And the clock continues to run now, less than 3 minutes. 32-19, you see the Outlaws have your lead. The Bandits trying their best to close that gap right now. Taslim Wilson looking. Now he's going to run it. Still on his feet. At the 5, and he fumbles it. And the Outlaws have it. A little second effort there by Wilson, and he lost control of the football.
Bit of
and
a broken
Josh
play there.
Best. Or is that Jamario Benson? Jamario Benson.
Yeah, a bit of a broken play there. I thought it was going to be offensive penalty, as the outside receiver was not set, and then there were 4 motions, so 3 guys in motion at the same time, and take care of the ball.
Watch it here. Oh! It looked like Damian Francis. Antoine had him from the back, and look at the dejection on Taslim Wilson. He's just laying there, knows he just may have fumbled away their playoff hopes. So the Outlaws, with Jamario Benson getting that loose pigskin. We're talking about his MVP play for the Outlaws. Jamario Benson, the multifaceted player, and again, right when they needed him, was in the right spot at the right time.
Yeah,
right.
Big hit, forced a turnover, and secure the win.
So the Outlaws, with the ball at the 7-yard line, they just want to hand it off. Here goes Josh Batiste across the 10, gets a block, still on his feet, up around the 15. Oh, and a penalty flag comes from way back.
Yeah, that was a big throw.
We'll see what that was. That was like a lawn dart coming in there.
Yeah.
That was something. He must have seen. We'll try to sort this out. Fans are complimenting the ref on the throw.
Yeah.
Let's hear what it was.
Holding on the offense, number 0. Penalties half the distance from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
Spot of the foul, luckily for the Outlaws, was just a yard back from the original line of scrimmage, which was the 7. So now it's at the 6, and the clock is running again, and the Outlaws will take as much time as they can. 15 seconds left on the play clock. They're going to take as much time of that as they can as the clock runs down inside 2:05, 2:04, 6 seconds, 4 seconds. Here's the snap right at the buzzer, and it's give to Denarius Antoine. He's loose at the 10, across the 15, has the first down. Another penalty flag flies. Is that another holding call? We'll see. 2 penalty flags fly.
I think that might have been a face mask on that one, but Denarius Antoine, once he hits that burst, I mean, he's got some speed.
So we're letting the officials sort out. A couple of flags flew on that. It took a lot of time off the clock. That took about 30 seconds off the clock. That's the good news for the Billings fans.
Personal foul, face
Was a
mask.
face mask.
Number
Good
2 on the
call, Mike.
defense. That penalty will be enforced half the distance to the goal from the end of the run. First down.
And that face mask penalty moves the ball down inside the Bandits' 10. Here's the play again. Let's see if we can watch it. Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
Well, Anton is a one-cut-go runner. He's not going to beat you with shiftiness, but you give him room, and he'll outrun you.
Clock running. Billings leading it by 13, 32-19. And the clock is down under a minute 40. They're going to milk this play clock all that they can. It's now down to 5 seconds. Stefan hands it to Denarius Antoine again, who's hit as he crosses the 6-yard line. Now they're just trying to strip that ball away, but nothing doing there. Clock is stopped.
Timeout. Sioux City. Their second of the half.
Their second timeout of the half. And let's take a quick break. It's Billings 32, Sioux City 19 with a minute 20 to go.
Please
we'll be back
put
to wrap it up
123
right
on the
after
clock.
this.
123.
The average life expectancy of a water heater is about 9 years. If and when leaks occur, then chances are your tank is rusted and could fail at any time. The pros at Brown Plumbing and Heating install both tank and tankless water heaters and offer free in-home estimates with a 6-year hassle-free warranty on parts and labor. No hot water during your Saturday night dinner party? No problem. Brown Plumbing schedules appointments up to 8 p.m. 6 days a week with no after-hour fees. Get that hot water flowing. Call Brown Plumbing and Heating today.
We are back. Jay Cohn, Mike Bazemore, Billings Metra, TDS Fiber Field. A minute 23 to go in this first playoff game. It's the quarterfinals. The winner of this game advances to play the undefeated Omaha Beef next weekend. And right now, it looks like that'll be a road trip for the Billings Outlaws as they lead it over Sioux City. After a fumble by Sioux City turned the ball over to Billings, they marched it down the field and had a couple of penalties to their credit. Now they have the ball down at the 6-yard line. Here's the pitch to Denarius Antoine, and that ball was loose on the ground. I believe he got it back. He did. And everyone pounces on him.
Got to be careful down here. You don't want to give the Bandits any life here. And so I would say keep giving the ball to Anton.
Sioux City. Their final timeout of the game. This will be a 30-second timeout.
We'll keep it here this time as the clock is down to a minute 17 in this game. So let's talk about that game next week, Mike. Omaha Beef 10-0, and if you look at the stats in the CIF, they lead almost every stat category. If they're not first, they're second or third. And I see a lot of their fans on the Facebook page that say, hey, give us some cred. You know, they deserve the respect and credit. I don't think anyone's downplaying how dominant they have been, but it's the playoffs. Anything can happen.
Yeah, definitely can. I mean, Omaha's been a very storied program. I mean, we've had our battles with them and a very solid teams throughout the years. And so, Outlaws, they have a puncher shot. You know, under Coach King, I mean, they're very solid. They're riding a nice win streak and discipline, playing a lot of disciplined football, which you'll need going on the road against an undefeated team.
Omaha probably is considered to have the best home field advantage in the league, but at times Billings has threatened that title. I know when you played, they had like 7,000, 8,000 fans here for some of those championships.
Yes, definitely. You know, that it was fun playing in, I believe, the Tyson Center, or maybe a different name now with the Beef. And so,
and the interception as Stefan throws it into the end zone. And he had a man open over on the far side, Josh Batiste. Unfortunately, he threw it to the player with a white jersey on.
Yeah, that's a costly mistake.
Looks like Khalid Woods shaking up a little on that play. He's having a little trouble getting off, but he runs off on his own power. So it's not over yet. A minute 8 to go. The Bandits have the ball back at the 10-yard line. The Outlaws were trying to milk that clock and just couldn't run it out. Mistake there by Stefan and throwing it up for grabs in the end zone.
Yeah, and that's a sign of a quarterback that, you know, is in between, you know, trying to just do too much.
Yeah.
I mean, don't do too much. Sometimes it just kind of let the game come to you.
All right, so 1:08 to Saleem Wilson, the quarterback, looking deep. He's going to run it now. He's across the dial. He's going to have to run it. Antoine's going to get a tackle on him at the 25, and that's just taking up valuable time there.
Timeout. Media. It's the final media timeout of the game.
I'll say play that soft coverage and keep everything in front
Please
of you.
put 58 seconds on the clock. 5-8.
We have taken our last media break. Come on back,
Thank
folks.
you.
It's 32-19, Billings over Sioux City. We'll be right back.
When storms happen, storm chasers from out of state immediately follow.
You've probably seen them running around town lately. My father has owned this company for over 20 years.
I've been local my whole life, and we're going to be here long after the storm is over.
Donahue Roofing offers an unprecedented lifetime warranty.
We're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. We'll work with your insurance company to make it easy on you.
When you need help, choose local.
And call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
The average life expectancy of a water heater is about 9 years. If and when leaks occur, then chances are your tank is rusted and could fail at any time. The pros at Brown Plumbing and Heating install both tank and tankless water heaters and offer free in-home estimates with a 6-year hassle-free warranty on parts and labor. No hot water during your Saturday night dinner party? No problem. Brown Plumbing schedules appointments up to 8 p.m. 6 days a week with no after-hour fees. Get that hot water flowing. Call Brown Plumbing and Heating today.
Well, the Billings Outlaws want to say thanks to all the sponsors who have helped support their effort this year and in the past. You saw many of the sponsors throughout the broadcast. We hope you'll support the businesses that support your Billings Outlaws. 58 seconds left in this one. 32-19. Can the Bandits score and get that ball back? That's what they need to do. They could score. They could go for a 4-point extra point. Anything's up for grabs here in the CIF. Here goes Wilson getting some pressure. He's loose across into the 15, and he's hitting the boards at about the 10. Again, clock cannot run fast enough for Billings. Damian Francis kind of nicked up on that play, and he's going to take himself out as he tried to take on Taslim Wilson one-on-one, and that's not a very good situation to be in.
No, not at all, not at all.
Wilson 6'4", 230. Francis 6'2", 205. Both of them well built. The advantage goes to Wilson on that. All right, now the ball's at the 10-yard line. Wilson sends his receivers. Bruno in motion, still looking. Now he's going to run it. Still looking, throws it, and complete to Bruno in the end zone for the score, and the Bandits are alive. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, with 43 seconds left, Wilson bought himself some time, rolled out to the right. I thought he was going to run it, and so did many of the Outlaws, but Bruno gets the touchdown. And that brings the Bandits within 7, 32-25. Here's the replay.
Great catch by Bruno.
Yeah.
Shoulder square by Taslim, good strike. See, when he's disciplined with his fundamentals, he does great things. When he tries to get too happy, that's when the mistakes happen.
All right, so they're going to go for that 3-point conversion again. That would bring them within 4 if they get it, 32-28. Then that extra point or that onside kick or the bouncing ball, follow the bouncing ball, we'll see. Can they get this 3-point conversion? They trail by 7 right now. Bruno in motion. Wilson drops back, buys himself some time, slips and falls down. At the 15, he fell down, and he's so distraught. He may have had a man in the end. He tried to reverse his field there, Mike.
Yeah, and he's still down. I'm not sure if he's injured or what, but.
No, officials.
Saleem Wilson, the quarterback for the Bandits, after just throwing that touchdown pass. Looked like he just slipped, but now he's up under his own power. But he's having a little problem with that left knee. We'll see. Don't go away. It's a thrill a minute, a thrill a second at this point. This has been a very long 2 to 3 minutes that the Outlaws have been on the precipice of putting this game away and haven't quite succeeded yet. We're going to see right now, because the Bandits will have a chance to kick. I'm going to look at some of the stats for. I don't even think I kept any stats on onside kicks. They're listed, but they're so few and far between. Almost every kick is like an onside kick when it's squirming around and bouncing off the field. So we'll see. This is going to be the all-hands team out there for Billings.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a bragging rights for the players. You know, you want to be on the hands team. You want to be on the second line, so you know coaches, he trusts you, and they feel as though you can make a tough catch. But you know, sometimes you know you get under the lights, and
sometimes the ball takes a weird bounce and it goes off your hands. We've all watched a lot of games where that's been the case, and especially in the indoor game where it's bouncing off the hard turf and the boards.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So we'll see. Of course, there's also the Rouge in this league. If they kick it into the end zone and the other team can't get it out of the end zone, that's 1 point, but the kicking team gets the ball at the 5-yard line. So that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah,
so this is Braden Mintz, the middle linebacker, who's going to try to kick it right at one of these up backs for the Outlaws. Mason Lee is in there, along with Josh Best. Khalib Woods goes right into the hands of Mason Lee, and he just said, I got this. Boy, they just kicked it right at him.
Yeah, they tried a little bit of a trickeration there and, you know, try to isolate the one returner back here, the one Outlaw player on the front line, and he was ready for it. So,
and that's fitting because Mason Lee is from Wayne State College, which has been the side story of this game between the two coaches and a couple of players. Frederick Bruno from Wayne State. They kicked it right to the kid from Wayne State, and he was all over it. Mason Lee is one of the newer additions to the Outlaws as well, so I'm sure he's feeling good about it. Okay, now the Bandits have it at the the Outlaws have it at the 9-yard line. And Denarius Antoine in the backfield. Oh, they give it to Josh Batiste, who breaks into the open and into the end zone for the touchdown. What a run. Josh Batiste showing his stutter step and then a little circle move. Didn't know if he was going to get in there, Mike, but that was a great second effort.
Yeah, definitely. Seemed like it was a counter. And so, you know, he came back to the side he was already on and made a couple guys miss. Great effort. I feel like he was chomping at the bit to get in the end zone.
Here it is again. Josh Batiste, leading rusher for the Outlaws out of McNeese State, where he was a wide receiver for most of his career. But he showed there that he also is a pretty nifty running back. All right, here's Billy Perry, the kicker. Let's see if he can get another extra point. That was perfect. Right down the middle. That gives the Outlaws a 14-point lead. That'll be a tough hurdle to climb for the Bandits.
Yeah, unless something completely out of whack happens, it seems as though the Outlaws have secured the victory and first playoff home win at the First Interstate Arena. So it's a good night.
And first playoff win here since 2010, 14 years, 13 years. It seems longer than that for most Outlaw fans. They're just happy they have a team back in town.
Yeah, definitely. It's great for Billings, great for the community, and so we definitely got to keep supporting the team and these young men just looking to chase a dream, you know, and so you can't be mad at that.
Absolutely. And I think the most amazing thing to me about the CIF and all the players, and you know this, like collegiate sports as well, everyone has an amazing story of how they got where they're at. And you know, the twists and turns, no one can predict that or anticipate it, but it's just no matter who, if it's the lineman or the kicker, this Billy Perry, I bet he has a great story, you know. And they might have found their kicker here. The Outlaws have gone through a number of kickers in the last couple of years that I've been involved. Maybe Billy Perry has found himself a job, because kicking in this league is it's not valued as much as it should. It's a big deal. Here he goes. Let's see if he's going to squib it. He's going to kick it, and it's going to take a weird bounce right to Mintz at the 10. Handles it, goes right up the middle. Tackle made by Mason Lee as Mintz crosses the 25 and gets into Outlaws territory at the 24. So there's 32 seconds left. I don't think they have any timeouts left. They called most of them. We'll see. Still 32 ticks left on the clock. So
Offsides on the kicking team, number 0. It's a 10-yard penalty added to the end of the run.
Oh.
First down, Sioux City.
Okay, don't go away.
Keeping things interesting. Here you go.
Offsides on the kicking team. That moves it 10 yards. So now the Bandits have it down at the 14-yard line. Let's see, one quick pass, touchdown. That's not done yet. It's not over. 32 seconds left.
Yeah, crazier things have happened.
This is true. This is true. All right, Wilson looks at Mintz. The clock will start as soon as the ball is snapped. Here goes Bruno and Mintz in motion. Here comes Antoine right over the middle and takes a chunk out of Wilson. I'll tell you what. Denarius kind of pulled up after he hit him, but Wilson had to just hang in there and take that hit. We'll see it on the replay. Denarius did the right thing. He kind of pulled up. Otherwise, that could have been a penalty. Who knows?
Yeah, no penalties that you don't need right now. So
that only took 4 seconds off the clock. So again, the Bandits, 27 seconds now. They need a quick score. Trailing by 14. Wilson getting some pressure again. Over the middle, and it's complete, and the score made by Mintz out of Simpson College. Caught it right at the 1-yard line and scored. So with 22 seconds left, well, they haven't put the points on the board yet. What's the deal? He definitely caught it.
Yeah, definitely. Anton almost had it. Almost had his hands on the ball there, but bit of a game of inches, as they say.
So the score now is 39-31, I believe. Wasn't that 6-point touchdown? It was 39-25. Should be 39-31 right now. Wilson going for a 4-point conversion. Ooh, and nearly intercepted. Oh, and it caromed off a coach. It almost went back in that might have been a dead ball.
Yeah. Unless they add a new rule, I don't think that's allowed.
Just all of a sudden, the ball's flying back into the. Okay, so I believe the score is 39-31.
Yes, you're correct.
And we're going to stick with that because I saw.
Please put 22 seconds on the clock.
And there's still 22 seconds left.
Thank you.
So 39-31, unless Jay's math is off, but it was 39-25, and they scored a touchdown, so that would make it 39-31.
Please put 31 points on the board for Sioux City. 31.
Thank you much. Okay, well, they need an 8-point play. That can happen easily. So that was the 4-point conversion they were going for there. And it was incomplete, bounced off a couple hands and then came back into the field of play, but it touched someone in the Bandits huddle over there off the playing field. Sioux City 0 for 5 going for 4 coming into this game, so now they're 0 for 6. You would think that 4-point play would be more successful than it has been. Just looking at the stats, there's been very few of them successful. I don't have the stats for all the league here, but It's amazing. Of course, most of the teams are going to go for 2 or 3 or just kick it.
Yeah.
Until you're desperate, then you don't need to go for 4. But all right, so here is Braden Meinz to kick it again. The all hands team is in there. Ball bounces off the boards. That's going to be a dead ball right at about the 18-yard line. Let's see where they mark it. Right at about the 21-yard line. So
The ball was kicked on the ground and then hit the wall. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 22-yard line. First down, Billings.
now, unless Billings does something unforeseeable, they can run the clock out here.
Yeah, that's what I expect. Yep. A couple runs and take it to Omaha.
So the game against Omaha is next Saturday on the 10th of June. And the Omaha Bandits are 10-0. I think they're the first undefeated team in the CIF. I'm pretty sure they're the first Omaha team that's gone undefeated. I'll stand for check whether or not the CIF team has been undefeated, but what a whale of a season they've had. All right, here's the give again. This is Josh Batiste. Hold on to that ball, young man. And he's almost horse-collared by Claude Davis. And the clock is down and running now, under 10 seconds. And that should do it. That will be the end of this ball game. The Billings Outlaws have defeated the Sioux City Bandits 39-31 here in the quarterfinals of the CIF Playoffs. And the Outlaws advance to play the undefeated Omaha Beef next Saturday night. And good handshakes, good sportsmanship all around. We see Claude Davis, the former Outlaw, probably all league when it comes to trash talking as well. he has come into his own here. Richard Ramirez there on the screen. Mike, this was a team effort to pull this out tonight, and I'll have to hand it to Sioux City. I thought they were dead in the water. They came out in the second half and really made a game of it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they seemed like they didn't have anything going for them. In the second half, they came in, got a quick score, and then the score doesn't show how competitive this game was because they definitely had their chances, and there are a lot of missed opportunities which you cannot have, especially on the road in the playoffs.
So the Billings Outlaws fans, as sparse as they are here tonight, they must have had less than 1,000 fans here, I would guess, but they're going home happy.
Yes, absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
Absolutely. And a season that started with the team really getting shellacked on the road against Omaha in the opening game of the season. They lost 47-19. And oh my gosh, if you read social media, the Outlaws should just have packed up and just folded the season right there. And it was like, hey, there's still 9 games left in the regular season and then the playoffs. So I'll have to give Sean King, the interim head coach, maybe he's going to be the head coach after a while, but now he's led his team to 5 straight victories. They go from 2-2 start. Now they're 7-4, and good for them. That's tough to do when things are down and everyone's starting to question you to pull things together and put together a 5-game win streak to finish off the season and begin the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. You can't let one game define you. Even if you come out the first game and you blow your opponent, out of the water, you got 9 more games left. I mean, perfect story. Sioux City, they came in 5-1 or started 5-1.
Right.
And then lost 4 games in a row.
Right.
So.
Well, we got some highlights to show here, Mike. Want to go ahead, Ed? We'll take a look. This is the first half highlights. Lorenz Stefan running. Oh, this is where he tried to score in the second half and gets just hammered at the goal line by Dwayne Autry. And there was a sack, timely sack at the very least by Ellis Parr. And Khalib Woods with a great catch. He had a great game, his second receiving touchdown. Khalib shows that big wingspan. And here's Taslim Wilson, and he fumbles. That was probably what began the nail in the coffin, so to speak, and you can see how distraught he is. And a big hit then it wasn't over. Frederick Bruno with a great catch of the end zone, and right when we thought it was over, it wasn't. But here goes Josh Batiste with a great run, gets into the end zone, gives the Outlaws a little cushion right at the end. And now Wilson looking, and finds Mainz right at the end. That was the final score that brought it to be 39-31, but by that point there was only 18 seconds left, and the fans have filled the field, and they're celebrating this playoff victory along with the Billings Outlaws. So we're going to take I don't know what's going on. So they're circled around. We've got a player down, and he's being attended to. We're going to stay right here. Have some kind of a medical emergency. Well, it was everything looked good. All of a sudden, we're alerted that a player is down. And I didn't see. Did you see what happened, Mike? No,
I did not. We were watching the highlights.
Yeah,
yeah.
The people are circled around. They'll get this young man some medical help right away. Kind of a hush coming across the metro. They're bringing out a stretcher right now. He is moving. I can see his hands are holding his head, but I have no idea who that is, and we're not going to guess at it. But not the way this Sioux City Bandit team wanted to end the game. It looked to me like was this a play that happened in the last play of the game? I guess I was too busy watching everyone shake hands and enjoy the victory to see what happened. But they're getting some medical help to this player right now. I'll tell you, after what we saw happen in the NFL this year, you just kind of hold your breath, and you don't know.
Yeah, definitely. You see the stretcher come out, and you kind of just pause and kind of just hold your breath a little bit and hope everything's going to be okay.
So I think while we figure out what's happening and get an update on what the situation is, we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back once we can determine. But the game is over, and the Outlaws have won. The final score, 39-31. There is a player down on the field. We're not sure what the situation is, but we'll be back and bring you an update as soon as we can. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
When storms happen, storm chasers from out of state immediately follow.
You've probably seen them running around town lately. My father has owned this company for over 20 years.
I've been local my whole life, and we're going to be here long after the storm is over.
Donahue Roofing offers an unprecedented lifetime warranty.
We're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. We'll work with your insurance company to make it easy on you.
When you need help, choose local.
And call Donahue Roofing and Siding today.
The average life expectancy of a water heater is about 9 years. If and when leaks occur, then chances are your tank is rusted and could fail at any time. The pros at Brown Plumbing and Heating install both tank and tankless water heaters and offer free in-home estimates with a 6-year hassle-free warranty on parts and labor. No hot water during your Saturday night dinner party? No problem. Brown Plumbing schedules appointments up to 8 p.m. 6 days a week with no after-hour fees. Get that hot water flowing. Call Brown Plumbing and Heating today.
Not all replacement windshields are created equal. At Econoglass, we install windshields that are made to a car manufacturer's original specifications. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next windshield installation. Get quality. Get Econoglass. Remodeling your bathroom? Econoglass can transform your home with our Lumax shower doors. Designed for strength and stability and typically installed in 1 day or less. Visit one of our locations to speak with an expert about your next shower doors. Get quality. Get Econoglass.
We are back at Metro Park here in Billings, First Interstate Arena, TDS Fiber Field. Kind of a stunned crowd here as the Outlaws had just wrapped up their playoff victory over the Sioux City Bandits. You see the final score 39-31. The players were encircled around the field doing their end of the game prayer, and all of a sudden one of the Sioux City Bandits kind of passed out. And I was told by one of our cameramen that he saw a couple of the Outlaw players kind of catch this gentleman. We're not sure who it is, and they laid him down. So I think he just maybe got passed out or is a little lightheaded. He's moving around talking to the medical staff right now, so that's good. We have everyone, there isn't a great sense of urgency down there that I can see. Mike, this is just one of those sporting things. Anything can happen, and we all have seen it, and it's really not a shock, but we all just kind of hold our breath and hope for the best.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and anything can happen in that collision sport such as football, and you just want to hope that all the players come out, safe and sound, and yeah.
Well, hopefully he'll be all right. They're moving the stretcher over, and it might be Lenwood Joyner. I can see number 3 on his back, but I'm not. Don't hold me to that, but I think that is who that is. He's a wide receiver. We saw him take a couple of big hits tonight. Went to college at St. Augustine University, and they're checking his head to make sure. Number 3, yes, it is number 3, and that is Lenwood Joyner, wide receiver. But he is up talking, and at least sitting up. He's not up, but all right. We want to thank everyone that's been involved. Michael, thank you so much. Mike Bazemore, it has been a pleasure working with you. Look forward to maybe having you back next season for a game if you got a second, the athletic director at MSUB. We want to thank all our camera people that have been here all season and invite you to be watching next weekend when the Outlaws travel to Omaha on Saturday. It's the semifinals of the CIF Playoffs, and they take on the undefeated Omaha Beef. So once again, your final score, the Billings Outlaws 31, the Sioux City Bandits 39-31. Billings wins. For RMX Sports, King West Media Group, our field producer, Andy Southen, and director Ed Donahue. And a special thanks to our color commentators and play-by-play announcers this year. We're talking about Bobby Beers, Merrick Parnell, Mike Parnell, Mike Bazemore. I'm Jay Cohn. Thank you so much for your support of the Outlaws and their streaming service. It's been a pleasure to be involved again. Good night from Billings, where the Outlaws defeat the Sioux City Bandits. Quarterfinals of the playoffs. It's 39-31. Billings advances. They play Omaha next Saturday. Good night.